think Dana and Ariel's relationship is a well-matched fight. I don't know if you've ever been to a BDSM club. I haven't, but I've heard that a true sadistic top and a really masochistic bottom, it can be a true battle of equals, and frequently the bottom flips.
Yep.
And so I think sometimes Dana's in there just whipping Ariel to the point that his arms are giving out, you know, and the poor man, you know how red-faced he is anyway. Ariel shows no signs of the safe word.
Yeah.
You know,
When you get somebody with self-abnegation as their middle name, what do you do?
What up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another Sound of Violence podcast. We are an MMA podcast that discusses MMA podcasts. Each week, we let you know the shows you should skip. Nope. Each week, we let you know the shows you should catch, skip, and can't miss, as well as try to check out a new show. I am Pulver, and I'm here with my co-host, Chris Madaffer. What up, dude?
It's been a good week, man. Finished school finally, so
That's right. Congrats.
yeah, feels like more freedom now. Well, until I get into the real world, get a real job.
Yeah, for the bit of time you got until then.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I should say I stumbled on that intro probably partially because of this fantastic Paloma cocktail from Cutwater, which is real good.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the homie Mondo back in the day. He used to make these. God, he would do. I think it was like Squirt and Casadores, and like I forget what else was in it. It tastes kind of like that. It's pretty good. It's tequila and grapefruit and I don't know, other stuff.
Pretty much it. Nah.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. So that is our first unofficial sponsor. Do we have any other unofficial sponsors this week? I guess Bush and Animal Cookies. That's about it. That's all I got. Cool. We will go ahead and get into format. Chris, why don't you start us off with the MMA podcast you think people should catch this week?
So I have, with a caveat, I have 3 catch this podcast. 3 catches. I always say that wrong. 3 catches because I don't have a skip or a can't miss.
Nice.
So my first catch this, and I'll just mention this first so we can stick with the format. First one is You're Welcome with Chael Sonnen.
Really? I didn't get around to it. Just him and Jacob or whoever?
Yeah, and his, I guess it's not an intern. I don't think it's an intern. His producer, helper, whatever.
The guy he shits on all the time?
Yeah, but he respected Jacob a lot in this one.
That's funny.
They got along pretty great. They talked about the aftermath of the Bellator card from last weekend, Bellator 199.
Yep.
Chael is all in on Aaron Pico.
Dude, how can you not be at this point? Like, he definitely need to see him against real competition. But
well,
Jesus.
see, he addressed that, but he's like, the combined opponents' records are pretty great.
Well, kinda.
Yeah.
Like, there's some big caveats to
it's weird
what those records mean versus.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. It's interesting. Just by the numbers, it looks impressive as far as like the wins and losses.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to look at who those guys fought. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why everyone knew Aaron Pico was going to win last week.
Yeah. He loves the Bader versus Mitch Rion matchup next. I think he slightly favors Bader in that one.
I mean, Bader looked real fucking good against King Mo. He just straight smoked him.
Yeah, based on just how he's able to do that level change, but kind of like disguise going in with, would he hit him with the hit him with the left? Yeah, like
I think so.
Left, right on the fucking nose. We all know he's a huge Kelvin Gastelum fan when it comes to the UFC because he coached him on Tough.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He says he's excited for Gastelum to fight for the title next. I think he gets the title shot. I think.
Yeah, probably. Who else would you give it to?
Can't give it to Weidman. He's hurt.
No. God, that division.
It's pretty much Gastelum at this point. He just beat Jacare, who was like number 2.
Yeah. Times like this is exactly when I miss Gegard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Gegard versus Kelvin would be so dope.
Yeah. He said, don't criticize Pennington's Corner because he thinks it falls on what the fighter wants to do.
Fighter wanted to stop.
Yeah. Well, he was saying after the fact.
Afterwards, yeah.
Because he's like, I gotta support my coach thinks it's okay. It's okay. So.
Chael also made a joke this week that he wants quit during a competition. It was 11, and it was a wrestling match, and he wanted to stop. But the guy said it doesn't really work like that.
So yeah, it's as far as that goes. What I think about that, I don't know. I'm kind of agree with both sides, but I don't.
I think you can't send a fighter out when they say they don't want to fight.
Ultimately, yeah, I think you should throw in the towel. Because didn't they do that for Nick Diaz a couple years ago? Because he'd want to keep fighting, but we can't let him fight. Didn't they throw in the towel?
Nick threw it in for Nate.
Oh, it was for Nate.
When Nate was getting fucking lambasted by
Rory.
Josh Thompson.
Rory?
It's either Josh Thompson or the dude I always confused with Josh Thompson. Because it wasn't Jeremy Stevens. It was Josh Thompson.
It wasn't Rory McDonald at welterweight?
No, I don't think he had the corner. I don't think he had the towel thrown in on that one.
Huh.
He might have, but I know for sure because he got fucking head kicked really bad by Josh Thompson, and then
he got
was
finished
getting swarmed.
That was technically a TKO. The ref called it when Raymond got kicked in the head.
For Josh Thompson?
Yeah, that was a TKO victory.
I could have sworn Nick threw in the towel on that one.
That was a TKO victory.
Yeah, but throwing in the towel still makes it a TKO.
Oh, yeah. But I think that was only the time they said he's technically been knocked out.
Yeah. It stopped.
Or stopped. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, he probably... Yeah, I don't know.
But to be fair, he didn't get stopped other than the fact that he was just getting...
Oh, of course.
Blasted. But, yeah, you just can't send a fighter back out. Plus, you as the coach should know, hey... My fighter got her leg kicked in real bad about 2 seconds into the fight, and it's the same leg that she just broke her whole shit recently in an ATV accident.
Yeah, that's why she was out for like a little over a year.
Yeah, so I don't know. I was pissed just because it was upsetting to watch.
So I'll kind of punch through the rest of this. He said Nunes looked good as ever. I agree.
Better than ever probably because of her low kick game and her just ability to not gas. Like, that was what I was banking on.
Chael loved her post-fight interview. Thought she was all class. I mean, I think she's likable. And what she said, I thought was great.
She's great.
I know a different podcast I listened to thought Nunes took away the moment from Pennington, and they should have given her an opportunity to speak on her own behalf. But I don't think Pennington cared.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever.
Because they all seemed like they were friends anyway before the fight. So.
Yeah, they're friends after. They've been friends for a long time.
He said Poirier versus Alvarez rematch. Does this he was really gung-ho on. He says, this means Kevin Lee's getting that title shot, right? But what they both failed to mention, is, remember, Kevin Lee didn't even make weight his last fight? Yeah. So why would he even get a title shot next?
I mean, who knows, man? Mackenzie Dern's in the fucking strawweight rankings, even though she never made strawweight.
Ask Angela Hill how she feels about that.
Or I guess she did make strawweight last time, but yeah, shouts out to Angela Hill, the real number 15 strawweight.
And then
there's fucking UFC PR people on that rankings list.
And then, right. And then
that's who makes those rankings lists. It's multiple UFC PR people on there.
And then lastly, what made this interesting for me too is even though I don't like Oscar De La Hoya at all, he was
understandably.
He was just saying Oscar De La Hoya.
You take your fishnets or something?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and my blow. Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, basically they were talking about, is Oscar trying to keep Dana out of boxing with this whole dupe of creating MMA promotion as a bluff with the whole Tudo vs. Chuck? Basically, he's just trying to see if Dana's going to make the first move and say, oh yeah, fuck you for trying to do this.
I think Oscar's...
keep Dana out of boxing?
Yeah, I think Oscar's just a shady-ass promoter.
Because if you look at it...
doing shady promoter things.
He said there are no contracts from promoters licensing yet, so you can't even really sell a fight when you don't have any of that. So,
I mean
you can.
Sure you can.
Just... via talk.
Fucking Scott Coker's selling fights that are never going to happen. Why can't Oscar De La Hoya do it?
Yeah.
Shouts out to Fitty.
That was my first catch.
Nice. Do you want me to do one and then you can do another one?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Cool. So my catch is actually our intro for this week's show. If I Did It, if you guys don't know, is a show where Eugene S. Robinson and Kid Nate and Alexi Ald all basically sit around and talk about the PR kerfuffles from the MMA world, not beyond, as they say. And they basically just go through and give their takes on, like, for example, first topic was, as the UFC, how do you maximize exposure from Rocky's Corner? Like, how do you maximize the exposure you're getting from that rocky corner stoppage or lack of stoppage?
Yeah.
Because a lot of big like sports sites covered that and stuff. And they basically just go on and give their weird sketchy takes where Eugene just says embrace the fucking mess, and Nate agrees with the dean of our sport, Ariel, as he put it. That's also where the hilarious clip in our intro came from with Dana and Ariel's BDSM Dom relationship. The second topic they did was, as the UFC, how do you react to Wiz Khalifa saying he'll fight MMA if the money's right?
More like how and why is that? How is that physically possible for him? Isn't he like 90 pounds?
He trains, bro. He trains with Jay Glazer, bro. Jay Glazer says he's legit.
Okay.
Nate immediately tries to pitch asking if Wiz Khalifa is 170 pounds, which there's no fucking way. If that dude...
I'd be surprised if he was 125 pounds.
Yeah, if that dude was carrying 50-pound weights, I still don't think he'd be 170 pounds. So, I don't know. It's a funny take. They just go back and forth, and...
Isn't there another rapper like fucking 50 Cent that wants to fight?
That was my Scott Coker fake fight joke. Also Nate does pitch an Ariane Wiz Khalifa collaboration song with Edgy Bra on guitar. Which I'm all for, because Ariane has an album, right?
Yeah, I think you mentioned that before.
Oh god. Let's see. The third topic they did was your Bellator. Paul Daly booed the fight he was in while he was fighting. How do you promote it?
Yeah.
Which is fucking hilarious.
I was at Trevor's dad's friend Raquel. We were at his house watching both of the fights.
Nice.
We're like, hey, look, Paul Daly's like really upset that he just. Mounted.
It was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's John Fitch and it's Paul Daly. Let's see. And then I think they did Nate's heel turn with where Nate basically does a heel turn and pick a topic that he's pissed about, which he did the ESPN deal, and he made a Dudley Do-Right Shirley Whiplash comparison, which oh boy. And then the Lost Battalion from Eugene, of course, he added Chuck, saying that Chuck is starting his return in the UFC. Or not in the UFC, but in MMA as part of the Lost Battalion. Because why the fuck does Chuck think fighting in 2018 is a good idea?
Oh, that reminds me. What was it? Fuck. There was. Oh, yeah. Sorry, real quick. Chael called out. He's like, Chuck Liddell. He's like, you stupid, dumb son of a bitch. He's like, you still think John Jones is the current champion?
Chael just does that for anyone who could possibly fight in Bellator.
But yeah.
Like, he did it for 50 Cent. He's done it for Tito like 900 times. He's done it even though he gets beat by Tito. Again, if they fight. He did it to Chuck. He does it to everybody. That's one of Chael's many gimmicks, which unfortunately we're going to be hearing a lot more about. I have a feeling going forward, considering his new show, which we will talk about in a bit. But oh boy. But yeah, that's all I really had for that. I just really like how they do that show, and they're all really funny. I think it's a cool idea where you take all these fucked up PR moments in MMA and you try to spin it to like, how the fuck do you sell this as a real sport kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend people checking that out. It's definitely a fun one.
Cool.
What's another one of your shows people should catch?
Mine was the episode of The New Sweet Science.
Interesting. I haven't caught that show before.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've listened to it. They talked about immediately how dominant Amanda Nunes was. One of them made a joke, should she have the new nickname of the Dominatrix? I thought that was kind of funny.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's a little brutal.
Yeah.
But there's a little slight, subtle chuckle from that.
Also, shouldn't Kat Zingano or somebody have that nickname?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it? Do you get what I'm dropping?
They said she didn't show cardio issues and grew from the Shevchenko fight, which she did, because a lot of people thought that fight is kind of went how it should have, I guess.
I mean, what I was impressed by is she was able to still keep a decent volume and pace despite throwing as much as she did.
Yeah.
Or despite it going the full 5 rounds, almost. Because that was the thing with the Valentina fight, is she just took full fucking rounds off and did nothing. And that's it's one thing when your cardio looks better because you did nothing for 5 minutes during the fight. It's another thing when your cardio looks better because you are just working like hell on your cardio, which it appeared like in this fight.
Yeah. They said Amanda Nunes needs to fight Chris Cyborg next, but a fight versus Holly Holm could be interesting.
No,
and I was saying,
sirs.
oh Lord, because they said if she doesn't fight Cyborg, then it's either Ketlin Vieira or Holm. I'm like, fuck both of those fights.
No,
too.
Ketlin Vieira I could maybe get behind depending on how... Does Ketlin have a fight design?
Not right now, I don't know.
I'd like to see her get like one more win, and that could be interesting. If Kat would have won, Kat would have been the probably go-to.
Yeah.
If Sarah McMahon would have won, that would have been the go-to. Oh, Marion Renault just got a fight. Oh,
Kat Zingano.
Yeah, if she beats Kat, that's like she'd be in the talks at least.
Yeah.
Because she's been looking good recently, like real good.
She has, yeah.
She fucked up Sarah McMahon super bad.
They said if Holly Holm beats Megan Anderson, you then have to hope Nunes would fight Cyborg after that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That whole fucking division is a mess. Also, how do you not just give Megan Anderson and Cyborg the fight? Why would you do Holly Holm in the interim? Seems like a terrible plan.
They then discussed if grappling and wrestling carry the same weight, how is round 1 in the Jacare vs. Gastelum fight not a 10-8 in favor of Jacare? They say they're surprised Jacare survived the third round after looking so gassed beforehand.
It's because grappling or wrestling and striking don't carry the same weight.
Yeah, they were arguing they both thought that the fight should have been a draw, if anything.
I could see that. It was real close.
Towards Jacare.
And round 3 was really close, too.
Yeah. Well, they said Kelvin Gastelum deserves a $25 fight bonus and a gift card to Outback for making weight.
Yep. How about an expired coupon to Big Rig Steakhouse?
Yeah. They said they love the idea.
Actually, just get him some fish tacos, as we discussed on last week's show.
Just give him some new Reebok shoes or some dumb shit that they're just going to just try to give away.
Yeah, get him the top Paige Van Zandt was wearing recently.
Yeah, that'll work. Lot of noise.
That's right. Shouts out to the car alarm and to that motorcycle. Shit, that car alarm's just going to keep going. Hold on. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. The fucking car... There was a motorcycle that drove by and set off a car alarm. It's a whole ordeal.
So, where I was talking about, yeah, Kelvin Gastelum's going to enjoy his time at Outback Steakhouse. Enjoy that victory.
That's right.
They said they love the idea of him getting that next title shot because the fight against Whitaker would be fun. I think the fight against Whitaker would be more fun because they're more even-sized as far as their height.
Yeah, I mean, I love that matchup. Yeah, I think Whitaker fucks him up, though, because Whitaker's bigger than Gastelum by a significant amount. Even though Whitaker, used to be at 70 also.
They had a breakdown of weight cutting and, just how we call BK, this fighter that I'm about to talk about. She's now known as Big Mac.
Oh, yeah, Big Mac.
Yeah.
I think I coined that, because I am Mystic Big Mac. After calling that she was going to blow weight last week.
That's right. So, Big Mac, they talked about the breakdown of her weight cut. She didn't get down to the 2 to 3 pounds that is needed, to usually get to that final stretch of the weight cut, which induces a lot of stress, in recovery.
2 to 3 pounds. She didn't get down to 5.
I know, that's the thing. Yeah. But the fact that she didn't get down to that final stretch threshold means she has an advantage for fast recovery, everything, and they're talking about that, and basically saying it was almost like an illegal fight. She was basically a flyweight.
Oh, she cheated, yeah.
Even Dominic Cruz.
She came to Brazil at 139 pounds.
Yeah, that's what a flyweight would be cutting from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Fucking crazy.
Shame on the UFC or the PR guys for putting her at number 15. That's a fucking travesty.
Yeah, that's
joke.
ridiculous. Also,
Big Mac, shame on you. Oh, and Big Mac also disabled comments on Instagram on the
I saw that
because everyone kept calling her Big Mac. Evidently, I saw a bunch of Big Mac comments.
Really?
So it's something people just kind of disfigured too.
That's pretty great.
I think it was a Reddit thing.
I mean, it's not like it's the first time she's missed weight either. I love all the idiots online being like, stop fat shaming because you really should not be. She says she likes to look womanly. Okay. You're like, yeah, all right. Well, she gets picked a different weight class then.
Well, someone had a comment. They're like, "What is she? 39 pounds of ass." Sounds ridiculous.
Checks out.
So yeah, no shouts out to Big Mac. Please go to flyweight.
Yeah, plus I think it's a better avenue for a type. Well, except for the top of that division is going to be a big problem for her.
Yeah. Have fun with Shevchenko. Have fun with Bullet.
Yeah. Well, have fun with anyone at 115, though.
Oh, and speaking of which, Shevchenko's sister is going to be a 115er, I think. Or is she a flyweight, too? I think she might be a flyweight, too.
She might be a bantamweight.
Oh, yeah. Antonina, that's her name.
Yeah.
Antonina Shevchenko.
Yeah, or Antonia?
Or Antonia? Antonia? That makes more sense? I don't know.
I think it's something like that.
I'll look it up.
I don't know. It's some fucking crazy Ukrainian shit.
Yeah. So...
Oh, man, yeah. I want to say I think she's bigger of the two, but I could be wrong on that. No, maybe you're right. Maybe she is a 15er. Anyway.
Yeah, speaking of which, so I mentioned my 2 catches. Did you want to move on?
Why don't you get to your other catch and then I'll jump in mine?
Yeah, that makes more sense. So, my other catch, and I know you will mention this as well, is JRE with Big John McCarthy.
Perfect. Well, you know what? Why don't you hold on to that one then? And then we will discuss it right after, because it might come up anyway. So then in that case, I will do my skip here very briefly. Eugene S. Robinson style disclaimer, just because we say to skip your show this week does not mean people should skip your show permanently. It doesn't mean that we hate your show and that we think you're terrible people. It just means that you said some crazy shit this week, or the show was not worth the time spent listening to it. I really like the Ringside Report Radio with Dave Simon, Fred Garcia, and Anthony, or AJ as he likes to be called. The new dude Anthony is a fucking mess, but in a Joel kind of a way, where he just takes weird fucking tries to be controversial and take the opposite take all the time, but it's very, very clear that it's a problem and he's just kind of doing it just to do it. But also he's a kind of a crazy person on top of that. So the show just gets really weird. They open shitting on the main event and calling it very boring and saying that Amanda took it easy. Hi, Carrots. How's it going over there? Shouts out to girlfriend Karen eating carrots. That's the crunching sound you keep hearing in the background. Let's see. So they call
very slowly so that I'm crying.
It's not how that works. It just makes it delayed. So they called that fight boring with Amanda and Rocky. They say Amanda basically just took it easy, which is kind of a bummer. I like that show, but they get a little casual, especially with Fred not there, it's just Anthony and John and Dave, and Dave can go off the rails. At a certain point, he figures out that Anthony doesn't know who Rihanna or Jay-Z is, and so the show just fucking spirals for half an hour, where he's just how do you not know who these people are? They said that Whitaker looked old in his last fight, which I don't even know what that means. I'm pretty sure that was an Anthony quote. And then they shit on Vitor's Corner, which is Faraz a hobby. Anthony shits on Vitor's Corner for a while, being they just gave him terrible advice over and over again. Da da da. And it's dude, number one, it's Faraz a hobby giving that advice. Number two, you're in Montreal recording this episode. I think it's against the law in Montreal to talk shit on Faraz a hobby. So, I don't know. It was a very weird episode, and they were just kind of all over the place. I generally like it, but you kind of have to know what you're getting into when you do, because it's kind of crazy. Why don't we get into the show you can't miss this week, according to us, which is Joe Rogan MMA Show, episode 26 with Big John McCarthy.
Yeah.
It was super good, right?
Yeah. First thing I had notched down was they were saying, then when the UFC was kind of picking up steam, casuals, I wrote down casuals, were under the illusion that someone like Bruce Lee, traditional martial artist, could whoop the ass of a bigger man, when in reality that would never work. Well, an untrained person, maybe.
Right.
Obviously, but not a semi-trained or trained mixed martial artist.
Also, Bruce Lee wouldn't be fucking up 200-pound dudes.
Yeah.
most 200-pound dudes with a decent boxing background would fuck Bruce Lee up bad.
Yeah, it's just physics. And
Dude,
just
yeah,
size.
dude cannot take punches. Like, Timothy Johnson would fuck Bruce Lee up. I'm saying it right now, and I know everybody would not like that opinion, but...
Even your boy Gerald Rochelle would do some damage.
Yeah. Fucking... Yeah. Fucking Kimbo Slice. Dada fight... No, not Dada. But Kimbo Slice would have totally beat the shit out of Bruce Lee. It's a weird
I had to do
take.
like a double check on that. God damn it.
I mean, it's probably true.
Yeah, I think.
I love that Big John opened this show by immediately saying Campbell McLaren is 100% not a co-creator of the UFC, which I have been screaming on forums to everybody for like fucking 5 years since his old show Let's Get It On with Big John McCarthy. Because he's just a TV producer who was like, oh, you guys bring me an idea and I sell the idea to people. That's not a co-creator. He didn't create shit.
Art Davies.
He literally,
the fights, right?
yeah, he literally just talked to, hey, you sell pay-per-views. Can you air our pay-per-view? That was his entire role. And now he's just spouting off the mouth about fucking Kombache Americas all over the place and how it does better ratings than the UFC in Mexico. Why doesn't anybody talk about that? It's like, bro, yeah, you're on a fucking major television network in Mexico. You're gonna do better ratings. So, anyway, anytime Campbell gets brought up, shit goes off the rails. But this is just a great episode because Rogan and John just talk about fucking the beginning of the UFC and how everything came to be, like rule-wise and sport-wise and everything, for like the first hour or so of this show.
Yeah, so like Hoist showing like the smaller guy can win. Current BJJ greats, current guys like Gary Tonin, Crone Gracie, they gave a lot of respect to Rafael Lovato Jr.
Rafael Lovato Jr., which I always fuck up.
Because he's
American as shit.
Brazilian by blood, but he's American, so he goes Rafael.
Yeah, his mom is a Gracie.
Yeah.
No, that's Neiman Gracie.
Yeah, you guys that confusing too. It's like, what's his real name? Neiman Strombowski or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's Strombowski.
But then they mentioned someone like Vitor Gracie. I don't know if they're talking about Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, they are. Because
so is Vitor actually a Gracie or is that the joke?
Nope, but when Vitor Gracie first fought in the UFC, he went under the name Victor Gracie because he was fighting out of the Gracies, and they're like, fuck it, we'll just call you a Gracie. Oh. So, that was, I love that joke. If you ever hear people making Victor Gracie jokes, you know they know some old school shit. So, that's hilarious. But yeah, I just love hearing Big John talk about the like beginning of the sport and all like the cool, weird backroom stories and shit. Let's see. He did mention that Mario Asperry learned triangle setups by just practicing them on his girlfriend all the time. It's like, that's fucked up. It's funny, but fucked up.
Yeah, just talk about a lot of trips to the chiropractor. Like, oh, thanks, you're improving my game.
Right. A lot of jiu-jitsu talk in this one, too. Like, talking about John Jock's no-gi game, with all the lack of grips helping Eddie in John Jock's game, because he doesn't, like, rely on grips, really helping Eddie with his no-gi game. They also talk a bit about... Fucking John McCarthy at one point says he rolled with Mark Coleman and Kevin Randleman.
Yeah, he was like the strongest motherfucker.
Oh my god, that sounds miserable. Because neither of those dudes are, like... expert jiu-jitsu players. They're just giant strong wrestlers who will fucking smash you. So
I was gonna say, speaking on the topic of jiu-jitsu practitioners and like just current solid BJJ guys, I saw my cousin Jordan from New York.
Mm-hmm.
He visited my graduation thing my dad held
nice.
for me. And I asked him about, Dylan Dannis, like, how's he like, at Mars? He's actually, he's like, first of all, obviously, he's like, I just want to say this whole thing's an act. He's like, the guy's not.
Of course, he's fucking Colby Covington.
Yeah. But because he's actually a really cool guy, like, and respectful. And it's like, he actually showed me a lot of stuff.
Oh, cool.
He said the guy was, like, really well respected around the entire gym. It was just the whole, when he started the act.
The persona and shit.
Basically, he said Marcelo's a very chill,
old school,
very
dude,
low school.
yeah.
I don't want any sort of attention towards me or my gym or anything. It's like, I'm sorry, brother. Can you kind of like you have to either stop your act or take
it somewhere else.
Yeah, Marcelo's way too level-headed and low profile for that Conor
you don't
shit. So,
you don't even hear that dude doing
he said
interviews.
he respectfully left. It was all blunt. A person like, oh, he got kicked out. He didn't get kicked out. He's like, okay, sorry, coach, or whatever. But
right.
I'll go ahead. And now he's at what's it called? The Mew brothers, the Meow brothers.
Oh yeah.
Some local gym that's very well renowned as well that he's training at, and I think he said Dannis is one of the top one as like a coach there as well or something like that, helping out
Makes
the young
sense.
guys. So
He sure.
yeah, he says it's a really nice guy. I mean, I believe him. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there you go. Inside scoop from fucking Chris's cousin that hangs out at the fucking Gracie gym.
And I think that's brilliant too. Like, yeah, if you can sell it well enough, people think you're a prick. That hey, you're winning because it's going to
be. But like, also you have to go through life being Colby Covington or Dylan Dannis.
Yeah, I mean, you could just do the GSP route, just be genuine about it. Yeah.
But when you talk shit, you just say, "I was not impressed."
Yeah, abducted by aliens.
I drugged Nick Diaz's IV.
All right. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, some other dope things that were mentioned is Big John says that when the unified rules were made, it was Jersey's commission who brought in Dana the Fertitas, Joe Silva, Pride reps, Terry Treblecock, a King of the Cage, Mark Ratner, Big John, and like a couple doctors. And that's how those rules got made, which was pretty cool to hear. Rogan at one point tries to pitch Big John on the Rogan Fighting Championships, where there's no gloves and it's in a soccer field.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like...
Well, I remember, too, didn't he tried to make a point, he's like, well, if you don't have pads on your shins, and the shin's way more tougher on getting kicked by a shin than by your bare hands, should we just have bare knuckle fighting?
I mean, yeah, probably. We will, actually. Fucking Beck Rawlings is going to be bare knuckle fighting
shortly. On, like, pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, I think it's like $30 pay-per-view. Something like that. I might actually get that because there's a couple people on that card. I know, God, what's the dude? There's a dude who... Bobby Gunn. Bobby Gunn's like a long-time famous bare-knuckle boxer.
Yep, I've recognized that name.
Who's a tough motherfucker. Bare-knuckle boxing is fascinating because it's so much less brutal but so much more brutal. Because people don't club each other the same way.
Sorry, I just saw Fight Night Champion is now backwards compatible coming to Xbox. I gotta get that again just for the bare knuckle move is fucking amazing in that game. Oh god, I got it. Yeah.
Those games in general are just fantastic. All the Fight Night games are dope. Let's see. They talk a bit about Bellator and Pico being a killer. Talk about UFC's terrible promotion of Amanda, especially against Ronda. And how Joe brings up his favorite story about how people in the back before the Ronda-Amanda fight were like, oh, it doesn't matter. This girl's going to be cannon fodder for Ronda. She's just like some fucking agent that was just hanging out in the back. And Joe Rogan did that exact same expression of just like, oh, Jesus Christ. You guys have no idea what's going on. Which I thought, I love that story. Because that's what everyone was saying. Everyone knew that was going to be a murder, right? There was no other way.
Only because you saw how bad Ronda's stand-up was. Like, oh, what does Nunes excel in? Stand-up.
Also, Nunes hit so much harder. Much harder. Like, yeah, that's... Alright, so the other thing they brought up towards the end of the show was them sending Rocky back out after the fourth round.
Yeah.
And Big John's like, you can't... When a fighter says they don't want to continue, you can't send them back out. Yeah. It's a terrible move. Plus, they were talking about, like, Rocky's not mad about it or whatever, but it's like, John, I think, had the quote, the only thing that changed is the amount of damage she took. That's the only thing that changed by sending her back out there. Like, nothing was different in the fight. Yeah, just a decent point. And they talk a lot about the need for more weight classes and for it to just be every 10 pounds and then 225 and unlimited heavyweight. Which, yeah, I'm on board for that. But, yeah, do you have any other notes on the Rogan one? I thought it was just a great episode. Big John's always fascinating.
I like their talk about, like, the spine surgery that John had, the back surgery.
Yeah, I think he got like, 2 discs fused or something.
Yeah, the way how that kind of works with, like, the certain discs that you have that are connected, that connect your brain to your spinal cord. It's interesting. It was pretty fascinating to me. I haven't really heard people dealing with those injuries. I know Eddie Bravo dealt with an injury like that. And he actually
Eddie Bravo, Pat Miletich.
Yeah, Miletich had a lot of neck
Boss
issues.
Rutan. Anybody who does a lot of BJJ ends up having serious.
I know there was a current NFL player. He's not in the NFL right now. Ryan Shazier. He's a linebacker for the Steelers. Really good, but he had a terrible accident last year in a game where it's full-on head-on collision, and he almost got paralyzed. They were able to save him, but he had a spinal injury, and right now he's able to walk finally after like a year, and he wants to play in the NFL again. I hope he doesn't, based on the fact that he's just starting to walk again. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I give credit to where his heart's at. You know, you got good heart, but like, come on, dude. Like, if you almost like basically die and get paralyzed from playing football, I wouldn't. I mean, I get why he wants to play. Still young, he's great. You know, good for him. If he can make it work, okay. But I think as far as if you have an injury that bad, even
especially
John was talking about he can only roll black belts because they're not that aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like, I don't know.
Especially when the word backer is in your position. I feel like you should have a back.
You're literally slamming your whole neck and body into running backs.
Yeah, if you're literally going back on back crime. And
no, literally.
I really liked that joke.
I mean, it's, yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I mean, the NFL is a giant fucking trash fire, though. To be fair, like
you can never can never make that game safe unless it's like South Park and it's sarcastable, but then no one will watch it.
Right. I'm more of a basketball fan myself, but
that needs to be a real sport. Like, I don't even really care about basketball, but it almost make me watch basketball. No, they would just get rid of basketball and baseball. That'd be the point. Yeah, you just have basketball. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I don't know. Best should probably be in quotes or something, but yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean. It'd be a good alternative. How about that? You have to coexist with both existing sports.
Right.
It's like, oh, do you like basketball? Do you like baseball and basketball? Here's both.
Right. Hey,
plus a lot of beer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but really, if we just add beer to more sports, I feel like they get more fun. Like, the NHL needs to bring beer back like they used to do. Like, I feel like the NHL was home of the drunks for a long time, and they just fucking sobered up and became athletes.
Oh, no, I remember...
Baseball was the same way. There's, like, Mickey Mantle gene.
Well,
shouts out to Berkeley, sure.
And shouts out to the Boston Red Sox from 2013. Can't remember which player it was. I think it was a relief pitcher. He wasn't playing that day. In the clubhouse, he had fried chicken and beer. Would just eat it with a bunch of teammates. And then that's not illegal. If you're not playing, you can do that in the clubhouse. So he wasn't even on the field or in the dugout. And the manager found out, and he fined him a bunch. And,
see, I don't know why anyone cares if someone's drinking during a baseball game.
Like, it'd literally be like this: you're not starting today, son, or we're not going to use your relief. So either you're going to be in the dugout with us, support your team, or whatever. And he's like, okay, well, let me go have a food break real quick, coach. I'm going to go drink some beers, eat some chicken, and I'll be right out.
Mickey Mantle got hammered during every game he was ever in.
Babe Ruth would do too.
Babe Ruth
would slam some beers. He'd smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
During
the fucking 7th inning stretch.
That shows you how insanely athletic he was as far as eye
coordination. Dog, Mickey Mantle
the fact that you can hit a fucking home run while being buzzed, dude, what's crazy, they could do it still today, of course, because they're more athletic now.
Are they both dead? Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, athletes today make it more entertaining. You know what I mean? It's nuts.
For sure.
Yeah.
Problem is, there'd be a lot more fights probably nowadays.
Oh, a bunch. Lots of charging them out.
You know what? I'm thinking this is a great idea. I think we just solved the problem with baseball, Chris. This is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you want a chance for a walk-off or something, or just for a chance that it would count as a pick-off, a pick-off base, you do the beer spinning game with the bat in the center home plate and chug 2 beers and see who can make it to certain bases.
That seems like a terrible play.
Yeah, no, that'd be bad. Then you need to have someone who clean up vomit on the field.
Right. Plus, what the fuck kind of kids games are we playing at this point?
Yeah, because then the kid would ask their dad, "Hey, Dad, we don't do that in our little league."
Yet, son.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. So that's all I had on Rogan. Did you listen to any new shows this week?
I don't believe so, unfortunately.
So I listened to one that was. I'm gonna call it MMA adjacent. To be fair, it has Vale Tudo right in the name. It's the Vale Tudo Combat Hour, episode 8, hosted by Uncle Renato Larange. And the guests were Jeff Glover and Drez from Black Sheep, which Black Sheep from The Choice Is Yours. You could get with this, or you could get with that. You don't know the choice is yours, Chris?
I'm trying to think. I'm just blanking.
Oh my god, I'll play it. Black Sheep, choice is yours. You know this. The second you hear it, you'll be like, oh, of course.
Oh, it's a song?
Yeah, it's a band. It's a rap group.
Oh, yeah, no, I know the song. I know
The choice is yours. You could do with this,
and
or
you could do with that,
Yeah.
and you could do with this, and you could do with that. You could do with this.
Yeah, this song.
Yeah, no.
Here they go, yeah. Here they go. Anyway, so it started off with Jeff Glover calling in. If you guys don't know, Jeff Glover is hell jiu-jitsu guy, one of the pioneers of the donkey guard, from what I understand, which I'm a big fan of, and it's really goofy. Talks about growing up in East LA and loving Wu-Tang and getting into BJJ at 16 and training on a tarp. It just, the problem with even like talking about the notes I have from this show is it's just the guest playing everything straight while Uncle Hinach is just saying crazy shit. Like, why all dispensaries are full of hot chicks working? Shit like that. Yeah. And speaking of which, so they talked a bit about weed, which Uncle Hinach does not approve of, even though later he goes on to tell a story about copping weed at a fucking project in New York. But he does, Jeff Glover is evidently going to be at the High Rollers BJJ tournament up in, I believe, Oregon, which the winner of that tournament gets a pound of weed.
That sounds
Get it? High Rollers.
Wow, that's appropriate and fantastic.
Yeah, there's evidently going to be a weed bar there and everything, so that sounds like it's going to be fun. And Uncle Hinach says everyone's going to be hopped up on the heifer. Because, of course.
Yeah.
Heifer. Then Drez from Black Sheep calls in, and it just turns into a hip-hop podcast. He plays a bunch of dope hip-hop songs on all the transitions for the show also, which is pretty cool. Drez talks about hanging out with dudes like in New York, like Big L and Digging in the Crates and all those dudes. Like I said, Uncle Hinach talks about copping weed while high in the projects in New York. The Drez and Uncle Hinach decide they're going to start a super group called Cobblestones. First they're going to put out an album, then they're going to start a podcast, and then they're going to do like a mini-series on Netflix or something. And then Drez talks about going to Rikers Island, starting Black Sheep, and from there it's just literally a giant episode about 90s New York rap. Which, it was fantastic. Hinach is fucking hilarious, as always. That dude's super funny. Also, I think last week he had Gordon Ryan and Gary Tonin on, so I want to go back and listen to that one. But the show is underrated in that it's not as obnoxious as you think it would be. Like, normally you see all the videos of Uncle Hinach, and he's like fucking doing, like, trying to hit on Ronda Rousey, and like, or like being obnoxious to Chris Weidman or shit like that. But in this, it's just him like just joking around, kind of more like how he is on MMA Hour, but like a little bit less creepy. So I don't know. I thought it was great. I think he's funny as hell. Super talented dude. He has a twin that is a soap opera star in New York.
Okay.
Twin who's a soap opera star in New York and is not Brazilian at all, and a super talented dude and very funny. So it's just, I love the gimmick and it's fucking fantastic. So go check out the combat. Wait, what is it? The Vale Tudo Combat Hour with Uncle Hinach. Pretty good. Is there anything else you listened to you wanted to shout out?
I listened to Care Don't Care. They
really didn't care.
Yeah.
They really...
I guess it's a skippable one, but it's pretty much a skip. If I were to mention one.
They talked about a lot of stuff that was like... They made
a terrible joke against handicapped people that made me laugh. It's a piece of shit, but it was when... what did Nash say? Oh, Nash said... He said, "Oh, you know what my street fight record was? 30-0." He said, "Because I didn't tell people. All I do is beat up handicapped kids."
Right.
I'm like,
Lord. They also did Care Don't Care for a bunch of wars between nations, like Korea versus North Korea. Don't care.
Yeah.
The Palestinian conflict. Don't care.
Oh,
It was It was a heck of an episode, but yeah, not a lot of MMA talks if they really didn't give a shit about 9% of the fights.
Robots serving you beer is too dangerous.
Right. How robots are going to take over. This is a show about whether or not they care about the fights on the card, and you know that if they're talking about shit like that, they really didn't care.
And there's always going to be something about Nazis brought up by Eugene.
Oh, yeah. Well, he kept leading into it because he talked about training with fascists in
Italy.
Italy, that's where it was. Yeah, Italian fascists.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that show. I really like the stuff they put out. Speaking of MMA Nation, they actually did Show Money episode 22 this week, where they talked about the ESPN Plus deal and who's going to get the TV rights, as well as they talk about Leslie Smith and the National Labor Relations Board, which is interesting because Show Money has John Nash on it, who is like pretty well versed in legal stuff, even though he doesn't actually I think he covered a legal beat at some point, or maybe he just knows that shit because he's a white dude. I don't know how this works. But they also had an actual lawyer on the show, as well as forget the other dude. But yeah, it's interesting to get a lawyer's take on how that whole process will play out with Leslie. So that was pretty interesting. Let's see, do you have any others?
No.
Oh, The Outsiders was pretty good with Jeff Sherwood and Josh Gross. They talk about Dern cheating, basically, and blowing weight, and how managers need to stop taking fights after the opponent misses.
Yeah.
They talk on about Rocky's corner not stopping the fight in the fourth, like everybody did. Jeff brought up the fact that electricians have crazy grips and forearms, which I never thought of before.
No,
He's like, well, you pull like miles of wire at a time.
Yeah.
You have crazy fucking forearms and grips. Some talk about Mask's funeral, and some stories about Mask, Charles Mask Lewis, the Loma fight, Alexis's Ezekiel chokes.
I didn't see the Loma fight, but I saw the highlights.
Loma fight was good.
Jesus Christ.
He got dropped.
Yeah.
But then he fucking went full Matrix on
He's probably
dude.
still one of the most technical boxers I've ever seen. That dude is
his footwork
insane.
is crazy.
He's insane. He's probably one of the best boxers of it. It's crazy. I can confidently say, and I used to fucking watch boxing all the time. He's one of the best pure boxers I've ever seen, and he's only had like 12 professional fights. But again, he had like 300 amateur fights. So that helps. So
they all do at this point.
But yeah, and that Olympic box, it just shows. And what I love about that, it shows how much the Olympics matter. As far as way up in professional boxing.
For sure, and I'm glad the Olympics got rid of that stupid fucking white circle on the gloves thing, right?
Oh yeah, there was like
a couple years where they did like a weird points thing where it only counts if the white
That's
circle.
The dumbest shit ever.
It was like it was really fucking stupid.
It's probably why he's so accurate.
Yeah, maybe. Heavy Hands was good. They again talk about the Rocky stoppage or non-stoppage and shit like that. Talk about Connor's boy Lyoto and how he is in love with him. And then they talk Loma versus Linares. And co-main 306 was good. They just talk about Ben getting a concussion playing hockey and Dern blowing weight. MMA Roadshow 164 was solid. John and Cold Coffee talk about the robberies in Brazil and play a clip from Morrow, stuff like that. That's about all I have. Oh, although co-main event also, as we're recording this, is doing a commentary for the Scorched Earth movie with Gina Carano, which we watched a couple minutes of.
Fantastic garbage.
That movie looks like hot trash.
Well, it's trying to be Westworld. It's trying to be a Western. It's trying to be a sci-fi. It's trying to be too many things.
It's trying to be a whole lot, and it doesn't seem like it's doing any of them well. But we will at one point do Gina Carano's first two movies, I'm pretty sure. So we have that to look forward to. And then the only news I have for this week, let's see. Oh, first off, I should mention Jake Smith, Bellator fighter, has a podcast. They started with David Golden. And it's called The Writer and the Fighter, which is going to be real good. David Golden, if you guys don't know, is the host of Your Favorite Fight, which is a show where he had fighters on and asked them what their favorite fights were and talked about them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I like that premise.
He's really good. He guys like Chris Sunshine Williams, Jake Smith. Actually, a lot of those guys from that that Portland gym up there that they're all out of. But Jake's a great guy. We've talked to him on Twitter. Actually, he says he wants to do that other show that we're thinking about doing at some point. So, super nice dude. But I asked him, he was talking shit about how boring fighters are. So I asked him what some of his favorite podcasts were, MMA or otherwise, and he gave us a top 10. So
awesome.
Here is Jake Smith's top 10 podcast that he's a fan of.
That's fucking great.
Number 1 is Ari Shafir's Skeptic Tank, which is, of course. Number 2 is the Burtcast, because Tom is fat. Number 3 is Do you know who Jason Segel is the name of the podcast. I didn't know Jason Segel had a podcast. But if it's number 3 on his list behind Ari and Bert,
that's pretty good.
Pretty into it. Number 4 is You're Welcome, which is funny. Because, you gotta figure it's because he's boys with Chael. Because I think Chael trains, if not out of that gym, he trains out of that gym.
If it's in Oregon, then yeah.
No, yeah, because it's the same one Paige is at.
Yeah.
So that's funny that he shouted Chael out. Number 5 was Rogan's podcast. Number 6, Your Mom's House. Evidently Jake Smith likes to keep those jeans high and tight. Let's see. 7 is Church of What's Happening Now. 8 is 10-minute podcast, but like the older episodes where it was good. Number 9 was the Full Charge Power Hour, which is Matt Full the fuck is his last name? I want to say Fulcron, but that's wrong. Fultron. Fultron. Matt, the Full Charge Fultron.
Huh.
He's a comedian out of LA.
Okay.
Good dude. I think I've met before at the Comedy Store down in La Jolla. Anyway, and then number 10 was the Congratulations podcast, which is Chris D'Elia's podcast, which I haven't heard. But D'Elia's been fucking hilarious lately.
Yeah, he fucking roasted that Logan
Paul
shit.
Dude, he murdered that kid.
Yeah, I saw that on
So
JRE. That was pretty great.
Oh, man, it's really good. And he said one podcast he hates is The Fighter and the Kid. Which I thought was fucking hilarious. Let's see. The only other stuff... Oh, we should mention... Ariel announced this week, or I guess ESPN announced this week, that Ariel is leaving MMA fighting and going to work at ESPN full time.
That's right, and he's going to have a podcast with Chael, a 30-minute podcast.
Yeah, which he has a 30-minute show with Chael. Yeah, so the deal is Ariel's show with Chael. I believe it's Ariel and the Bad Guy.
Yeah, that's what
is the name of the show, which is a bad name.
So the thing I'm
clearly a T-Fat-K ripoff.
Confused about, but I haven't looked into it. Shouts out to Eddie Bravo, always looking into things. So is Fight Pass gonna go away?
No.
No, right? No, they wouldn't do that.
Wait, Fight Pass?
Yeah, once the new deal.
No, because international people will still listen to it or still use it.
Seriously considering.
So good news for you. The news is theoretically that if you have the ESPN Plus subscription, Fight Pass is only $5.
That's why I want to do it, because it evens out to 10 either way.
Yeah, so you actually get both for the same price.
I'm going to do that. And if you're a fan of basketball, whatever else then there you go. In baseball, you get like free baseball games.
Yep.
So, dude, there you go.
Straight up.
That's why I want to do that too. So why not?
Yeah, I mean, and
you get additional sports.
Luke Thomas says it kind of sucks right now.
Oh, as far as the apps.
Yeah, like how it works and stuff, but it's so super, super new.
Yeah.
So that will be pretty interesting. And Ariel, so what's going to happen is he has the show with Chael, which is a 30-minute show, but he's leaving MMA fighting. So the MMA Beat and the MMA Hour are probably no longer.
Yeah.
Because they said Ariel's going to be starting the Ariel Helwani MMA podcast.
And you know ESPN's going to be like, dude, you can't have this more than a certain amount of length anymore.
Oh, I hope because they'll make his show better.
There's no way they're going to let him fucking ramble on.
Well, he will get to ramble on, but I hope not as badly. Or at least I hope they don't let him have fucking 30 seconds of dead air at a time like he always does.
Yeah, or just shows him on his phone.
Drives me nuts. Actually, his show wasn't that bad this week. Apart from the fact that he asked every single person.
I haven't listened to his show in a while.
He asked every single person what they thought about the Rocky stoppage thing. Every single, half hour for every guest was spent on that. And then talked to Rocky about it and basically pussed out the whole time. And was like, well, yeah, well, that makes sense. Like, even though he was saying the exact opposite, was like fucking super aggro about it. Anyway, it was annoying, but I'm glad that they dropped the name Hour from that show.
Yeah.
Because, Jesus Christ, hasn't been an hour in fucking 5 years. And also, my favorite tweet about it was Ben Folks, who tweeted out, "Congrats to Ariel for moving over to ESPN. I look forward to reading the summaries of his new podcast." Which, the subtle shade that Ben Folks keeps throwing back at Ariel after Ariel shit on Ben Folks for shitting on Ariel in the Trading Shots column is like my new favorite shit. And then the only other thing I think I wanted to cover briefly was, did you know Jarrod Brooks raps?
No.
Jarrod Brooks, the monkey god, totally raps. Not terrible either. Let me pull up like a specific one.
Is that Thanos?
Probably, I don't know. He has a track that he put out a couple days ago.
Dracula 88, that's Thanos.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, look, go up.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Oh, that's his name.
Yeah. So.
Fuck Phil Collins. Oh,
yeah. But, like, dude. Better than I expected.
Yeah. At least you could kind of understand him.
Like, whenever I hear a rap or a fighter's rapping, this is not what I expect.
No, yeah.
I expect like hot trash fires incoming. So I was pleasantly surprised by by Jarrod, not Will Brooks, it's two very different people, by Jarrod Brooks' semi-ability to rap. So shouts out to that dude, because hey man, whenever I hear, white rapper or white fighter is rapping, I think like, oh god, what did Mike Perry do? But who, by the way, he informed everyone, I believe recently, that he is 3% black according to a DNA test, so he can say the N-word now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Mike Perry, tone it down, buddy.
Like he wasn't saying it before.
That's a very, very good point. But I think that's all I wanted to cover. Is there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, that was it for me for now.
Cool. We'll come back very, very briefly and talk about our picks that we had for last week's card and how that went. Mostly because guess who did pretty fucking well last week? We'll talk about that, and then we'll be back with our third segment where we'll give our picks for this weekend's UFC Chile card, which, oh boy, that's going to be a thing. So why don't we, on this break, you guys can listen to a clip of John McCarthy saying Campbell McLaren's not the co-owner of the UFC, and everybody needs to stop fucking saying that just because he says it.
And you have to go back and understand the history of what was going on. And, this is where I have my issues with people that try to change history and rewrite things. And what was going on was Semaphore Entertainment Group at the time owned the UFC. That's who you were working for.
Right. Bob Meyerowitz.
Yeah.
And Campbell McLaren.
Campbell McLaren was long gone. And I love...
By 99?
Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah.
And he talks
He was there when I came around in 97.
Yeah, well, I think he hired you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, he did some stuff. He comes up with, I'm the co-creator of the UFC. You know what? Let me just ask one question. If you're the co-creator, how come you never owned one bit of it? Doesn't make sense.
Are you calling out Campbell McLaren on
Hell
this podcast?
Yes.
How dare you?
You know what? I'm tired of why lie? He did
know.
things, and I will absolutely give him credit for what he did, because he was the reason that it actually made it to pay-per-view.
We are back. We are going to do a very, very brief recap of Bellator 199 and UFC 224 before we get into our picks for this weekend's card. Bellator card was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I was surprisingly, I thought it turned out great.
Yeah, I only caught the Fitch fight first, so the co-main thing, because we were watching.
That's a bad place to start.
I know. It's because we were watching the UFC card, and Trevor's dad was like, wait, or Raquel thought Bellator was a pay-per-view, so he didn't even bother. I'm like, no, dude, it's like on former Spike.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck. So he turned it on. We were able to catch the last 2 fights. Thank God, because I wanted to watch them in event.
Yeah, Piccolotti looked good against Banks. Just kind of outworked him, subbed him in the third. Banks started out looking okay and then started fading pretty bad when he couldn't win the wrestling exchanges. And Piccolotti actually out-wrestled him for a lot of that fight, which I was surprised by. But, yeah, good performance from him.
I like how I said the other guy wins via DQ. It's like a throwaway pick.
Well, I mean, Czech Congo via DQ is very, very reasonable.
It's probable.
Or I should say Javier Ayala versus via DQ. I had Congo by a Dundasso-style decision, which I think is still the right pick. However, Javier Ayala sprinted at him like a crazy man, and Czech Congo just about killed the dude. He just clubbed him super fucking bad, and Javi went out. But I think that's everybody's biggest surprise from the Bellator card is that fucking Czech Congo finished a fight. It's been a while since Czech Congo's finished a fight. Yeah. So, actually, how long has it been since Czech Congo got a finish? LeVar Johnson back in 2014.
Oh, wow.
It's been a while. So that was a pleasant surprise, and that was one of the fights I was least looking forward to.
Oh,
so
wow, he knocked out Pat Barry back.
Yeah, oh god, after getting beat the shit out of for like 99% of that fight, he comes back and kills Pat Barry. That's a crazy fucking fight. Aaron Pico got the win over Lee Morrison, doing exactly what everyone expected. Nasty fucking body shot.
By the way, real quick, because I know everyone is throwing this idea, and I heard it. How about Aaron Pico versus Yair Rodriguez?
I heard Yair is in talks for the Zabit fight again for 227.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see how that plays out.
Andre Feely wants to beat.
I
like your heart.
Andre Feely.
I like the.
Someone should tell him not to take that fight.
I like the confidence, but you already got murdered by Yair, so I don't know how you do against Zabit.
Especially since Zabit is a better striker and grappler than Yair.
Yeah.
That seems like a terrible, terrible matchup. Whatever. John Fitch got the win over Paul Daly. Yep. John Fitch wrestle fucked him. Yeah. We nailed that. It was classic John Fitch, and I enjoyed all of it because I am one of those sadistic motherfuckers that enjoys watching people just dominate a wrestling exchange for 15 minutes at a time while a striker looks real upset about it, which Paul Daly 100% did. And then, holy shit, we thought Ryan Bader was going to decision against King Mo. That was a terrible plan.
Yeah.
He damn near murdered King Mo with the left hook.
Yeah, that was impressive, man. He's been looking. I almost kind of wish he'd come back to the UFC.
I mean, I just wish they could do fights between promotions. Yeah. Really, is all I really want.
I obviously wouldn't pick him against DC, but I don't think it'd be not competitive.
Right.
He can make it competitive.
But also, I'd love to see Aaron Pico beat up 170-pound CM Punk. I think that'd be very fun to watch. Just featherweight Aaron Pico fucking up CM Punk.
Yeah, right.
I think that'd be great. I'm a big fan of that idea. I mean, if we're just giving Aaron Pico winnable matchups, let's just give winnable matchups, you know?
Yeah.
Or you know what? You could do your own. Actually, no, you can't because Dylan Dannis actually does have a ground game.
Cent.
Yes.
Because 50 Cent doesn't know how to fight.
I'm on board
at all.
Oh, don't you know he's fighting Rampage, bro?
I hope that's made illegal.
He got shot 9 times, bro. You can't knock him out.
Yeah, right.
Even though, didn't the game...
He's just gonna be like, I run New York.
Didn't the game fuck up 50 Cent one time?
I think, evidently, yeah.
I think there's a video of the game fucking up 50 Cent. Yeah. But I could be mixing those dudes up. I know the game fucked somebody up at some point. But, yeah Bellator card was good. I super enjoyed it. It was well-paced. Well, I should say it was well-paced because There was a bunch of quick finishes, so it fit perfectly in between the slots when UFC fights were happening. So that was really enjoyable because I watched 0 commercials from anyone, and I just flipped back and forth all the time.
That's always good. Always
But
nice.
yeah, a good card, all things considered. Did pretty good ratings from what I saw, so I'm excited to see Bellator 200, even though it's on fucking tape delay, so we're not even going to give picks for it. Man, maybe we'll give picks. I fucking hate Viacom. They're garbage. Whatever. Let's move on, because I'm going to just get aggro. So I went 4 for 1 in Bellator. How many fights are there?
Like 12? I don't know.
15? That's not right. 4, 8...
13 fights.
13 fights. I went 11 for 13 on the UFC card.
Yeah.
Did pretty good this weekend. Went 4-1 and 11 and 13.
I'll take 8 and 5. Fuck it. It's usually better when I do.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, the 2 I got wrong.
Damn it, dude. That lightest fight, I almost had that. I thought he was kicking his ass and then, like, fucking her man.
Dude, there was a couple of these where it was a nail biter. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to pull this out. Also, shouts out to the parlay of, who did I have? I had Kelleher. I had Oleski Dos Santos, or Elizu Zaleski Dos Santos.
Oh, we both had him by KO. What the hell?
Yeah.
Or
no,
you did.
So
Or
I
no.
had...
I guess you did.
Yeah, I had him by KO.
Okay.
You had him by sub, I think.
Which what he did, right? Didn't he sub the guy?
No, he KO'd him in the first.
I'm confused now.
He KO'd him in the first.
Oh, he did KO him. Yeah.
Yeah, the spinning wheel kick.
Oh, that was him. Yeah, I was getting confused with the Perez.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who I think I had Davi Ramos, Elizu Zaleski Dos Santos, Cesar Ferreira, and John Lineker as my parlay.
Don't
I'm
know why
pretty
it
sure.
shows Robertson by... I don't know.
There's a couple of these. So we'll start at the top. Amanda Nunes, Rocky Pennington. Everyone's saying that Amanda Nunes looked great. Rocky also looked pretty good in this fight. The problem, aside from the leg kick was clearly the big problem.
Rocky
in
was
that
good
fight.
at countering.
She was landing when she was throwing long combos off of counters.
Yeah.
And her clinch game worked when she used it. She just didn't lean on it that much. But man, the leg kick, when she got dropped with those 2 leg kicks early, that was pretty much a wrap on the fight, because it completely fucked her whole night up. And she did not look the same after that. I would like to... I'm excited to see Rocky back, though. I mean, she's so fucking tough. And hopefully she didn't suffer too much damage in that leg kick. I know when she was on Ariel's show, she was still trying to figure out whether there was any breaks or anything. She said during the fight, as soon as I stood up from that leg kick that dropped me, the first one, it felt like it was broken
her
again.
Knee exploded or something.
Well, but she said it felt the exact same as when I broke my leg,
that's a
which is
shame.
like, oh, that's a bad sign. Also, as someone who's had the Anderson Silva surgery for a leg break, fucking yeah, man, that's a gross feeling. Like that crunch when you try and stand. It's a bad feeling where you just your whole soul crunches because the bone on bone grinding.
I hope I don't have to know that feeling, but it doesn't sound good.
It's real bad. Well, I did it with my fucking bone straight up snapped in half.
Oh, yeah.
So it was I made a fucking... Yeah, I feel bad for my brother and Clint, who had to watch me try and stand on it. Ooh. And they were like, oh!
Yeah, that'd gross
freaking
me
out. Yeah, it was bad. Well, don't skate down hills and turn corners without checking and then hit a van.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you should be all right. But yeah, so Rocky Pennington, I would have liked to see her get a fight before Amanda Nunes in her return. But I do think she will still fuck up most of that division.
I don't think anyone beats her actually in that division.
I'd like to see her against somebody like a Marion Renault or somebody like that, depending on...
If Caitlin Beer got it to the ground, it could be interesting.
Yeah, have her and Kat fought before? I think they have.
Yeah, Kat
right?
fucking destroyed her.
Really, Rocky?
Yeah. No, not Rocky.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were talking about Nunes. That's why I was saying no one beats Nunes in the division.
Yeah, Rocky did fight Kat way back in 2012 for her what?
She got subbed.
Yeah, in her 5th ever pro fight, 6th ever pro fight, and that was when Kat was looking real good.
Wow, she submitted Tanya Evinger in amateur.
Really?
Right? Exhibition? Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Wow.
She guillotined... Oh, that was Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, it was tough.
Right, that was
yeah.
when Tanya fucking...
That's right.
Tanya had a half panic attack.
And
just fucking lost her shit.
Oh,
but, yeah, Rocky looked better than I thought she would, and Amanda looked fucking fantastic. Her cardio was super impressive, the way she's been able to keep her pace while not dumping her entire gas tank early in the fights. Man, this next fight, okay, I'll say it out of the way. I scored it for Kelvin, barely. I did too, barely.
I don't give it a 10-8 for Jacare. I see the argument for that. I don't know. Maybe I have to watch it again. I'm giving unfair judgment. I don't know.
Yeah, and I swung back and forth on this fight a bunch of times.
I'm going off my gut feeling. That's all I'm saying.
And in the picks for the lead up for this fight, I swung back and forth a lot of times. I actually picked Kelvin in some of the places I post picks, and I picked Jacare in others.
And I picked Kelvin by TKO, because especially when he dropped in the second round, I'm like, oh, here it comes. You know?
Well, and that was the thing is, like, when Jacare got him down early, I was like, oh, this is fucking
I was like, this is bad. Yeah.
Kelvin then survives like he always does somehow. And then Jacare looked fucking gassed at the end of that first round.
He couldn't even find the stool.
Yeah, so, man, good performance from Kelvin.
Well, I gotta say, thanks.
Good performance from Jacare, but his gas tank worries me going forward.
Well, thanks for the fantasy points, Kelvin.
That's right, shouts out.
And speaking of more fantasy points, thanks to Big Mac.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I had a lot of fantasy points from Amanda Nunes also, getting that like TKO. That worked out pretty well for me. That was in my other league, I think. No, maybe that is in the league I am with you. Not in the MMA community one. I think it's the underground one.
I think you had Nunes, one of your champions, and you're...
Pretty sure. So, anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
What do you think of the Big Mac fight?
Right, Big Mac fighting ABC. Man, I don't... It bums me out.
I don't really have any really
She club and subbed the shit out of her.
Yeah.
It's about all I gotta say.
Yeah,
like, Amanda Bobby Cooper was waiting for the takedown. Big Mac threw a giant right hand.
kept boasting about, I have 13 more years experience of striking than her. There's no way she's going to clip me.
I mean, but that's how that works.
Game, though. Yeah, that's how that
it's
works.
Like, fucking Kevin Randleman knocked out Mirko Krokop with a right hand once, you know?
Yeah.
Just how that shit works.
This
actually, it was a very similar right hand, except that one was set up and not just a fucking giant lunging winging punch.
Yeah, I was going to say, this next fight, man, well...
So cool. I love this fight.
At least for the first 2.5 rounds, man. How about the chin on Brian Kelleher?
Jesus Christ, that dude took a beating. How about the body shots he ate?
What was it, the 3-6s or the left hook, right hook bullshit? Just
oh my god.
Constantly bang, 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 bang.
Dude, John Lineker just loves sweeping hooks.
John Lineker's improved his cardio, man. He was getting tired.
Hell yeah.
Do I think he'd be okay in a 5-round fight? Not yet.
Depends on who he's fighting, too, because that's a style matchup thing. I feel like everybody at 135 is terrible style matchup for him.
That reminds me. I'll need your advice. Well, maybe not, because I'm playing in the playoffs, so actually don't give me advice. I picked up Marlon Moraes. Fuck it.
Against Jimmy
Rivera? I don't know. I just like Marlon Moraes'
Marlon's
utilities.
very good, dude.
But I'm debating if I should put him on contract and get rid of someone else.
Depends on...
Because I have Claudia Gadea on contract.
Who's she fighting?
I think Carla Esparza.
Oh, I would keep that. She will kill Carla Esparza.
That's how I had that.
That'll be easy points. I can't. Maybe that goes to decision, maybe, but I fucking doubt it. I would assume she comes out and throw murder balls until Esparza goes down. But yeah, speaking of murder balls, John Lineker just running forward with crazy hooks to the body and head over and over.
That overhand left, right, is what kind of caught my Whitey Mouse in the chin.
Yup. Hit some spinning back kicks, or some spinning back fists. Just being a fucking shit-eating wild man in there the entire time. And Kelleher started out good. He had some moments early on.
Yeah.
But once he started getting really banged on with the hooks to the head and body, man, he just started getting clipped. He got a couple knockdowns in this fight, I think Lineker did. Man, just super, super impressive. Tough dude in Kelleher, but John Lineker looked great. And then we had Vitor Belfort getting Vitor Belfort by Lyoto Machida.
A good old front kick to the jaw.
Yeah, like, how fucked up is it that two dudes from the same, like, who trained together both hit the same front kick on you?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, how did you not see that coming? But I don't know. Overall, I don't know. Vitor didn't do much in this fight. He was clearly trying to not gas, and like kind of be sparing and just fight in flurries. There were not a lot of flurries. Seemed pretty hesitant. And he just kept standing in that space Lyoto loves. Like that outside kickboxing range where you like all Lyoto has to do is step in a little bit and wing a crazy kick at you. And that's exactly what happened, so I don't know. I hope Vitor does stay retired. I expect to see him in a Ryzen or Bellator cage here fairly shortly. But we'll see. He's also one of those dudes, though, that, like, he kind of loves the UFC as much as he, like, is weird with them. He's, like, a little bit of a company dude.
And take, like, Chuck's
they don't do those anymore, dog. WME killed that shit. They're like, what? You used to fight for former people and you don't do anything but cost us money? Get the fuck out, Chuck Liddell.
And Forrest Griffin.
And Forrest Griffin. Well, Forrest Griffin's a little different because he works at he doesn't have the same job in the PI. He's like he's like the athlete at the Performance Institute that helps out. But yeah, fucking man, I don't know. Lyoto looked good, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
This would be a good moment to go out.
I don't know.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
I just don't care.
That too. Both of those are accurate.
This fight, I think I accidentally skipped.
Well,
I think I went out to get food. And I came back and he had already subbed him.
Yeah, Mutanch killed your boy. I mean, I don't know why I picked Decision looking back on it. He was going to sub him.
I don't know why I picked
I thought
Robertson. I don't know why.
I think I thought Robertson was, I think it's Roberson.
They said Robertson.
Did they say Roberson?
Confused. Yeah. I was like, it should be Roberson, but it's his name.
Whatever. I go with John Anik 100% of the time, 100% of the time. Roberson I thought was going to be able to last longer in the ground, but essentially Mutanch stepped over. I think it was a head and
Roberson
arm.
is a kickboxer, yeah.
Yeah. Decent kickboxer, high-level kickboxer, but
he's a fucking massive middleweight, too. That dude's huge. He looked like a light
he's big, but Mutanch is also,
he's big,
fucking huge. And
no, I did see this. What am I talking about? I remember them walking out into the octagon.
Yeah, I believe he stepped over and hit a head and arm triangle, if I remember right. But impressive performance from him. I'm excited to see Cesar going forward. I think that dude is... I think he's going to be trouble for that division because middleweights are fucking weird. Let's see. Heavyweight fight. Speaking of weird.
Junior Albino.
Alexei Olnick hit the sub, which we both called.
Yeah.
Which still seems like the wrong pick. Even though we were 100% correct, still seems wrong. Yeah. So... I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. It's crazy. He grabbed that. It's hard to see. It looked like he was almost trying to grab a head and arm while standing, and then slipped the hand under to get the Ezekiel. But it's hard to tell with that dude because I have a feeling he just kind of grabs whatever and then knows how to hit an Ezekiel from wherever you're started at. Yeah. So I don't know. I love Old Man Ollie, as I've been calling him. Old Man Ollie is he's the dude. I fucks with him. He's so weird. He's perfect for the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I hope he stays on. I know he has a long tenure.
Well, yeah, he's career, like he's also like fucking 50, isn't he?
I think he's like 43.
I think he's older than 43.
I don't know. No, I think it's like just the amount of fights. 40. Oh, okay.
Wow, he's only 40?
He looks 50.
That is a rough 40.
Well, he is Ukrainian, Russian. Something.
That's true. Yeah,
that vodka puts on the ears.
Yeah.
Start having you drink. Yeah.
Fighting in Russia puts on the ears. I would assume.
I'm just assuming they have you drink vodka.
Yeah, right. I thought everyone looks like Fedor and they never age.
He's the exception.
Right. Davi Ramos. Ramos?
I think it was Ramos. Yeah.
Is he Brazilian?
Yeah, it's Ramos.
I think he's Brazilian, right?
The Davi Ramos Pinheiro da Silva.
The Tasmanian Devil.
We called sub, or kind of. I don't know. One of us did.
You did. I had him by decision over Nick.
I think I called him by sub because the German guy had like all of his losses by sub.
Yeah. And he was way bigger than Nick Hine in this fight.
More like
from what I
Nick
remember.
9.
So, yeah, just impressive performance. Also, I don't know why I never remember until after the card ends that there's always a bunch of early finishes in Brazil. I don't know what it is, but it always happens, or just about always.
I remember, like, I was watching it online. So I was about to say something else. And it was showing an earlier fight because they had to film the time for the early stoppages. And I was, like, so confused. I'm like, wait, what's going on? And I was like, oh, yeah. Early stoppage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a ton of them. And, yeah, they played a couple fights about it. Speaking of early stoppages, Elijah Zaleski dos Santos got the KO in the first off of a spinning heel kick.
It's impressive. Because I think Sean Strickland had never been finished.
Yeah, and he, I think you're right on that.
I think.
But he fucking smashed him with that kick. He was already doing pretty well. But yeah, man, yeah, you're right. Never been finished. But he crushed him with that heel kick, and that was pretty much a wrap after that. Before that, we had Warley Alves.
Oh, was this the fight where the
Dude's
Dagestani
eye
was
exploded?
So
Yeah.
fucked?
Yeah, they
Man,
stopped it
I
after a
hope
second.
he doesn't go blind, man. That should look bad.
It's probably just broken orbital or something crazy like that. But how quick that thing swelled was insane. And it was off.
Kind of like looked like when Eddie Alvarez blew out his nose against Gilbert Melendez.
Way worse than that, though. Because it was like.
because the whole part,
It was just his whole eye socket was like a giant balloon got stuck onto the surface. It was crazy. Yeah, and also it should be noted his corner stopped that fight, not the doctor.
Oh.
Yeah, which just makes the main event kind of worse.
Would have stopped it anyway.
Right, but his corner didn't even let him. Meanwhile, main event, Rocky Pennington's like, I'm good, bro. Probably don't need to do this anymore. Yeah. They're like, get bullshit. So, I don't know.
So,
this Talis Lattis versus Jack Hermanson.
I watched some of this. I just remember
This is
Lattis was
crazy.
lighting him up on the feet pretty bad, and then the second round, and then what did Hermanson catch him with?
So Hermanson, I forget what he caught him with.
I think it was a guillotine.
I
think Lattis, he was just a really good transition. He caught him the guillotine. I think he was just some slick transition.
I thought it was a rear naked choke, if I remember right. I'm gonna look it up. But I do know that I was not gonna say.
I'm probably wrong. TKO. Oh, it was ground and pound. Yeah. He was getting subbed by Talis Lattis. And then he fucking had this insane reversal, got full mount, and was like bang, 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 because Lattis was already tired.
That's weird. I don't know why I wrote sub.
Yeah, he fucking knocked him out.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's what I thought it was ground and pound.
Yeah, Lattis was like this, I got you, and he's like, psych, fucking flips him over and just bang, bang, bang.
Well, because he jumped on a guillotine. No, what happened was Lattis jumped on that guillotine, and then he passed and beat the shit out of him. But that was after Jack Hermanson broke his rib and was yelling out in pain at the end of the second round.
Yeah.
Because he got stuck on bottom, and every time he moved, he was like yelling out. Somehow didn't have it stopped during that, and then came back in the third.
Well, luckily for him, even though he broke a rib.
How bad is your fight IQ if you're Talis Lattis that you jump on a guillotine against a dude who is that fucked up?
So
in
nominees for bad fight IQ for
especially when you know Jack Hermanson.
Andre Sukumtat and
that's the worst. That one's the worst. But Jack Hermanson's known for having crazy top ground and pound. He's known for that. And you jump a guillotine in the third round against him after he's injured. Sure. Alberto Mina versus Imiev.
I just don't remember this fight.
Imiev got the decision 30-27. I don't remember it either. I remember it being pretty decisive though. I remember Imiev just winning most of the grappling exchanges.
The first fight, I remember Anik calling him James Bochniak, like he's related to Kyle Bochniak.
Not Anik.
Was that Anik?
Who was Anik doing
Jimmy?
it with? It was Jimmy.
Okay, it was Jimmy.
Jimmy did it like 3 times.
Like,
and it fucked everybody up on Twitter. Because Zane Simon at that point on the MMA or on the Bloody Elbow Twitter is like accidentally saying Bochniak now, and then like Crooklyn accidentally said Bochniak. Well, there was a bunch of people got fucked up from that. To be fair, I think I did that during the podcast at one point this last week
we both
too.
did.
So understandable, but yeah, Perez got the sub. I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember that far back in the card, and I have not gone back to rewatch this one. Let's see. Rear naked choke. Yeah, that checks out. Oh, right. Yeah, I called it was going to be a sub because the dude had terrible submission defense.
Oh, and there you go.
So, yeah, that checks out. I don't know. We did pretty good on that one. We will see how we do on our picks for this weekend's UFC Chile card. Man, I'm not excited about this card. Spoiler alert.
We'll make it quick. No, we'll see.
We will, because I don't have a lot to say about a lot of these guys. Considering a big portion of them fought on the fucking Tough Mexico card. So that gives you any kind of indication as to what we're looking at. So, we'll be back with that here in a minute. And this is going to be a clip of, I don't know what. I don't know what it's going to be. It'll be something. Maybe we'll play, what's-his-face rapping.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can hop in the world, seeing different perceptions. Styles my style, know you feel the connection. I'm a dog, I'm a VC, making a step at your house, we'll be getting the message. Oaks to the Oaks, can't see me, I'm a ghost, super soak. Make a body hit the flow, then I take it to the morgue, or I take it to the coast like I'm Dexter Morgan. Load them courses, I'm gonna hop the horses, mighty morphin', never dormant, low key in the night when I pull up. Save your life, like shoulda, coulda, woulda. Bitch, I'm a shit, this beat shoulda came with a pull up. Drop top, Range Rover. Smoking on that 4-leaf clover. When I get these racks, this shit is over. When I get these fucking racks, this shit is over. So
That's right, we got the dueling can opening on the I got a Paloma cocktail. I talked Chris into drinking a Bush.
Yeah, right. It's I was showing him this thing on Barstool on Instagram. Basically, it's how to properly drink Bush Light, and you open it and you pour it out.
That's right.
This isn't Bush Light. This is regular, so I think I'll live.
Yeah.
It's water.
Yeah, it literally is maybe the most water-tasting beer of all time.
Yeah, it's water.
It just tastes...
It's more water than Coors Light.
Yeah, no, it's delicious. I think it's the best of the shitty beers.
Oh, I mean, if this poured out of my... Well, you wouldn't want this as tap water, but if you're rich...
Yeah, you'd be like, why is my tap water carbonated, bro?
Yeah.
Why does it smell malty? No, it doesn't smell malty. It smells like water. Anyway, this is not a beer podcast, despite my best efforts. Or a cocktail podcast. Shouts out to Cutwater. This fucking Cutwater canned Paloma cocktail is delicious, man.
All I'll say is you will love the margarita one. They have a tequila.
I haven't had the margarita one.
It's very similar to, you know how Costco does good with the golden margarita mix? Mm-hmm. Very similar to that. 12.5%. That's why I didn't get it.
Interesting.
Because it hits you hard.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's solid.
That's fantastic. Well, I'll have to check that out. But we are checking out UFC Fight Night 129, Chile, Maia versus Usman.
So our first fight, if this card is lined up right, you have Brazil's Felipe Silva. Should I get rid of some of these stuff, or I'll keep it open?
Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Or you can drag the one tab all the way to the right, and then it will automatically go forward.
Good call. So we got Felipe Silva versus Claudio Puelles.
I believe he's some Mexican-ish country. Where's he from? Peru.
You just insulted all Latin Americans.
I know.
They do not
well, no,
like
to be fair, the flag, it was like very similar to Mexico, so I almost said Mexico, but I was like, that's
Peru,
not. Yeah, it's Peru. He is a South American fighter. Peru's in South America, right?
Yes, it is.
Thank God.
As is Brazil.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, it is? I guess that's how that works, right?
Well, Brazilians, they know.
Have I mentioned
South
how
America,
bad I am
but
at
it's
fucking...
just like they're such a huge fucking country. It's basically all South America.
Have I mentioned how bad I am at geography yet, you guys? I'm fucking bad at it. I barely know where cities are near me. But
Peru is where all the cocaine is at.
I believe it's Puelles.
Yeah.
Because it's a Spanish-speaking country.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I meant by Mexican-esque. With Spanish-speaking.
You just sound like ignorant American.
Of course. Well, I mean, yeah.
Ignorant European American.
There you go. Right. Yeah, I sound like my fucking dad. No, I don't. Actually, that Hitler Youth-looking motherfucker.
Going forward with this fight should be a lightweight bout, I believe, if their weight factors in. Last time we saw Felipe Silva...
It also says it right there.
It does say it right there, thank you. I don't think I would have noticed that until you just pointed that out.
I use it all the time. Shout out to Wikipedia.
So last time we saw Felipe Silva, he lost via TKO to Dagestan's Marbek
Taisumov. And he got fucking lambasted coming forward with a giant hook. That was the one where he basically he kept running in on Taisumov, and Taisumov one of the times timed him at while Taisumov was against the cage, timed him with a nasty step off right hook, and just put him out cold. Ooh. It was nasty. That's why you see on Tapology it was a knockout of the year candidate.
So Silva looks like his last 2 victories have been TKO via punches. He looks like a TKO kind of guy. I figure he'd be a submission guy because he's Brazilian. Obviously, that's not always the case.
He does have a good ground game, but he really is pretty slick in the clinch. And he does throw heaters a lot.
So El Nino, Claudio Puelles, out of fighting out of Peru. Last time we saw him, he got a TKO loss to Mexico's Martin Bravo. Wow, he hasn't fought since November of 2016.
Yep.
That's not good.
Where he got smoked by Martin
and
Bravo.
that's his only UFC fight.
Or Martin.
Yeah, I hate to be premature, but I'm going Felipe Silva via TKO. Both these guys will be throwing fucking grenades at each other. And I'm going to go with the guy who's fought more recently, has more UFC experience. I'm going to go Silva by TKO KO.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Silva by TKO KO, probably second. Puelles looked good in the.
You lost
yeah, if you need to do that, do
with a pen.
Yeah, I wonder. I really just realized I still don't know where it went. That happened yesterday when I was drunk.
There we go. We made it work.
It happened yesterday when I was drunk. I lost the number 8 key on my keyboard, and I don't know where it went. And I don't know how you just lose a key on a keyboard.
Well,
so yesterday,
vigorous typing.
Hey, wait!
Rigorous typing.
I found the number 8.
Oh, there it is.
Oh wait, no, it's a 0. I lied.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, just mash that on there. I wonder how that happened. I got pretty hammered yesterday, y'all.
Good to go.
I was drinking. What was I drinking yesterday? Oh, you know what I did?
Probably some spirits.
I did the classic Karen mistake of drinking some of those Moscow Mule Ballast Points.
Oh, that'll do it.
And taking a bunch of shots.
That'll do it.
It did.
So, next up, we have Enrique Briones, a.k.a. also known as
Henry,
fighting out of Mexico. Is he out of TJ? Yeah, he's out of TJ. He's fighting at San Diego. Yeah, yep. Born in Tijuana.
What gym is he with?
Last time I remember it was Alliance.
If you scroll down. Intram.
He's probably just TJ then, right?
Yeah, Intram is Yair, right? Isn't that the gym that Yair and all those dudes are at?
Chicago. Or did he move again?
But that's the gym they were all at, right? Or am I mixing him up with somebody else? I think that was the gym down or unless that's Alexa Grasso's gym, but I don't think it is.
I don't know. Frankie Science is going to be his opponent, and this looks like out of a movie, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, his Tapology picture is fucking looks like it's straight out of one of the fucking films we've done a commentary for, like Never Back Down.
Like this guy just looks like an actor.
What was the one that Judo Bill?
Doesn't this guy just not even look real? Like he looks like an actor. This coach.
What was the one that Judo Bill recommended? That's hilarious. That we watched, Never Surrender. It looks like it's exactly out of Never Surrender. Speaking of Judo Bill, he's been killing it on Twitter lately. You guys should follow him. I can't remember his name on Twitter. It's shit. I can't remember.
Last time we saw Henry.
Follow him on Twitter though. Go look at who we follow and look through the 1,000 however many fighters and find Judo Bill.
So last we saw Henry Briones fight. He is on a current 3-fight losing streak. His last fight was a submission loss via shoulder crank. I don't know what it was.
They do
like
weird.
That.
No, it was a head and arm, I believe.
Hani Yaya, which was last August. Before that, he had a TKO loss to Douglas Andrade in 2016, and before that, he got. He went to a decision against Cody. I was about to say he got knocked fuck out.
Cody Garbrandt.
I was about to say he got knocked fuck out. You see that?
That was Cody's debut in the UFC, though, right?
Yeah, it was. Went to a decision.
That's impressive. I didn't realize he went to decision with Cody. That's really interesting. I forgot about that.
He also has a win way back.
Supposed to fight Brad Pickett 3 separate times, and they got canceled. Jesus.
Yeah. So that's where he's at. Frankie Science. Last time we saw him, he won a split decision over Merab Dvalishvili.
Which
that's the Georgian guy.
Yeah, out of Serra-Longo. That's also the fight where Merab lost a decision by leaning against the dude on the fence for 3 rounds because dude just kept banging him with shots, and Merab did almost nothing. If I remember right. I could be mixing that up with a different fight.
Think that's the fight.
No, you know what? I'm mixing that up with one of the later fights. Who was that? No, maybe I'm not.
Well, anyways, Science, before that, lost 3 in a row. He lost to Augusto Mendes.
Nope, sorry. I am mixing that up with the Kondo fight that'll come later.
Ooh.
This was one where Merab out-wrestled him, but Merab got cut in the third. And that... I think he lost that fight to Merab, honestly.
Yeah.
Is the one the Longo was on Anik and Florian, like, complaining about the decision.
That's
and
right. So
terrible.
before that, he had won a split decision. He had lost split decision before that to Augusto Mendes. Before that, he got knocked out by Eddie Wineland. Before that, he lost unanimous decision to Uriah Faber, but that was in 2015. So the one thing I've noticed is both these guys fight about once a year, and they haven't fought both in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this is a toss-up. This is just a coin flip fight, to me. I'm leaning towards Enrique Briones because he's a younger... Oh, no, he's not. Holy shit. If he's 37... Science must be... Yep. Oh, wow.
37.
These guys are virtually identical.
That's right. They're both born in 1980.
Yeah, so, fuck. Well, you know, I'm this is a pick-em. I'm going to Henry Briones. He's a boxer.
All right.
Yeah, fuck. It did literally just... It could go either way for me. And I'm going decision, yeah. I don't know.
For Science, he has a solid clinch and wrestling game, and Briones kind of got fucking manhandled by Hanayaya, specifically in clinch exchanges, like pretty fucking badly, and then completely owned on the ground, which I don't take the ground part of it into account as much because it's fucking Hanayaya, but he got kind of tossed around in the clinch by Hanayaya.
That's a fair point.
And Frankie Saenz has a good wrestling game, so I'm going to go Frankie Saenz, probably by decision. I don't think he's going to finish Enrique Briones, but I do think he's going to put a lot of pressure on him and win a lot of the grappling exchanges.
Alrighty, so next up we have Enrique Barsola. Oh, Christ. We have Enrique Barsola versus Brandon Davis.
Yep.
Enrique Barsola is a Peruvian fighter.
These are a bunch of what I like to call oversaturation fights, where I have seen a lot of these dudes fight like 4 or 5 times, and I remember maybe one of their fights.
Yeah.
Like if you scroll down and look at Brandon Davis's
Remember
record,
his nickname, Killer B.
like Brandon Davis has fought in the UFC 3 times, and once on Contender Series. I don't know if I remember one.
This is canceled.
Sorry, 2 times, and then one on Contender Series. So, and I don't know if I remember one of them.
Yeah, actually, I don't remember shit.
I mean, prior to going back and doing tape study.
If you look at the Peruvian... Oh, this is a featherweight bout.
Bunch of Peruvians on the card.
Yeah, you got to get the South American kind of...
I guess. You said that they hate each other, though, right?
No, it's Argentina.
Oh, Argentina,
that hates Chile.
that's right.
Chileans and Argentinians fucking hate each other because they had that big
weird.
Civil War way back when.
Right, which is weird that they had Ponzinibbio in the main event.
Yeah, so literally everyone would be like, well, he's South American, but fuck Argentina, so let's go Usman.
Maybe they did book that correctly, though, because Usman would fucking smash Ponzinibbio, in my opinion.
Yeah. Wait, yeah. Usman, yeah, I thought you said the other way around.
I had Usman going into that fight, for sure.
Yeah. This one's kind of hard to call, too. I don't know, man. I mean, this guy...
Yeah, he's a win over Matt Bissett.
He's a win over Chris Avila, but he's fighting in Kambache. No shame on Kambache.
Gabriel Benitez, though, Mowgli.
Yeah, that's a good win. Benitez is a tough motherfucker.
Also, how are you going to put him below the card? Like, or below Mowgli on the card when he lost?
Man. You know what? I don't know. Fuck it. I'm going Barsola decision.
Yeah, I am going Barzola as well. Davis is a rangy...
you got decision too.
Rangy fighter with throws a lot of straight shots, yeah. But he did fade late in his last fight in a way that kind of worried me. And Barzola's a pressure kickboxer with good wrestling, so I think basically he's just going to push the pace and get a W off exhaustion. I would not be surprised by a 3rd round TKO depending on how tired Brandon Davis looks. But yeah, I'm leaning decision for sure.
And another Peruvian in this next fight. Another featherweight bout, Humberto Bandone is fighting a name we have mentioned already 3 times. Mexico's Gabriel Mowgli Benitez.
Yeah, who I always confuse with...
fights out of TJ.
I always confuse him with Pedro Munoz. No, that's not right. I confuse him with... Who's the fucking Pedro? He fights on this card. Go to the what's his goddamn name? Brandon Moreno. Wow, I was way off.
They both fought at TJ, huh?
And they both were on the Ultimate Fighter at the same time, right?
Yeah.
They both. It was the same season. It was that South America season, right?
No. Moreno, remember he
was he the season before?
He was on regular tough. He was on American tough.
But he was like the season before, or like around that season.
Mowgli was with.
They're totally different weight classes right now.
Yeah. Mowgli, dude, was on Latin America season 1, which was like in 2015, I think it was. That was with Gabriel Benitez. I was a Hammer Briones. I was a Macio Fallen.
Yeah.
I was a Yair Rodriguez. All of Mexico's top fighters at that time in that circuit, versus all of Latin America's side, like Guido Canetti, from Argentina, was on there.
Dude,
Enrique Barcelo was on there, I think, from Peru.
Well, that's the thing is this card is just a list of those dudes, basically.
If you've seen any tough Latin America, especially Mexico versus Latin America, pretty much most of these names you will recognize 100%.
Yeah.
And I remember right now, just look at, I think Bandone, let's look, it'll probably show it on here, right? Was he on there? Maybe not.
Nope.
Maybe not him.
Yeah, no, because Bandone was like fighting on weird Mexican.
Fights, right? See, it was 2014. There you go.
Okay, yeah, Latin America season 1. You're right.
Diego Rivas. Was on there. Chile's on Diego Rivas was on there.
A bunch of dudes from this card. They basically made this entire card out of anybody from South America. Like, do we have a dude from South America? Okay, cool. We'll put him on this card. Also, is this one? Wait, scroll down. No, it's later on. Never mind.
So basically, a lot of these guys have already fought each other too. I'm looking at so let's go first at Humberto Bandone. He had 2 canceled bouts. One against Steven Peterson, who had just fought another guy in here, Brandon Davis. He beat Alex Volkanovski. He defeated Martin Bravo, who is not on this card.
Yeah, but Martin Bravo did get a win over.
I think it was Science or something like that.
No, I think
Barcelona,
it was.
something like that.
Wow, yeah, it was one of the guys on.
There's a lot of people who've already fought each other on this.
Yeah. Point is, there's a reason why you haven't heard of any of these dudes.
This is only.
And there's a reason why they're all on this card.
This is Bandone's second upcoming fight. I'll just get to the point. I'm going with Mowgli Benitez based on mainly his last fight against Jason Knight, which impressed the shit out of me.
Yep.
His takedown defense, especially. His boxing, just his confidence in the pocket. I've got Benitez 100% in this fight. He's got a hell of a chin. I got this fight decision.
Yeah, I'm going to go Benitez. I'm probably going to go...
Finish?
I'm going to go TKO. I'd probably like second or third. I don't know that I have seen Humberto really fight anybody I can trust as like high level competition. He's smoked a lot of dudes, and a lot of it is in like the regional Mexico MMA scene, which is kind of goes all over the place. So I'm going that way. But this next fight I'm very interested in, most importantly, because evidently Pollyanna Marijuana is trying to drop her nickname.
What was her? Oh, it's not here.
It's Mota, which is why we called her Pollyanna Marijuana.
That's right.
I also checked Sherdog. Not on Sherdog anymore either.
Huh. Well, still gonna call it that.
Yeah, no, she's forever Pollyanna Marijuana, and I'm a big fan of hers. After she is the one who won the decision over Pro Gonzalez by having her back on the cage the entire time and elbowing the shit out of Pro Gonzalez.
That's right. She's fighting Japan's
Syuri Kondo.
This is a strawweight fight.
Yeah, Syuri's coming off that win over Chemi Jong.
That's right.
Over in at the what was that? Yeah, St. Pro Okami, and then before that she has she brought off a handful of wins in Pancrase. She's always looked good. I think this is gonna be a fun fight. It has potential to be a fun fight. It has potential to be boring as shit, like Pollyanna Marijuana's original UFC fight, but...
Yeah, I don't have any sort of real insight on this. I think I'm going to go with Pollyanna Marijuana because she's a South American, and when it comes down to it, they'll be like, I guess we go with the Brazilian, but I have no logic in that.
Well, that's a decent point. I haven't thought about judging biases. Yeah, I'm going to go Pollyanna Marijuana, too. Mostly because I'm a fan of, she's just so fucking strong, man, and she's really big for this division.
Kind of like a Jessica Andrade, right? She's strawweight but huge.
Kind of, yeah, she's definitely got some of that. A little bit more of like a Novo Niao vibe to her, though, rather than ATT. And Polyana, she does have good takedown defense and good BJJ. Problem is she gets stuck on the cage a lot. And Kondo is mostly just a pressure boxer, where she's going to throw out like a lot of long jabs and straights, but is not really going to put a ton of heat on anything and just kind of stay in your face the whole time. So unless Polyana marijuana gasses, I think she probably takes this just off of size and like the fact that she wings shit.
This next fight should be very entertaining.
I'm really excited for this
the
one.
men's flyweight.
It's a good matchup.
We have Mexico's fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. The assassin baby, Brandon Moreno.
As a matter of fact, this might be the second best fight on the card.
And he's fighting fellow tough alumnus. I don't know the correct term.
Not alumnus, because I think that implies female.
I can't remember what it is.
Alumni?
Alumni? Yeah. Alexandre Pantoja, a.k.a. Jose Aldo's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu head coach.
Right.
Is that the other guy? I always forget.
That could be,
I know he's at Nova Niao, so I think it is this guy.
He's
No, it
one
is
of
this
them.
guy, because they kept talking about it on Tough.
He's one of them.
He was the number one ranked guy in the whole show.
Yeah,
This guy was.
Well, there's been multiple, though, because I think, what's-his-face was, oh, God, what's his name? I can picture him. He's, shouts out to Seamus drinking water right now. What was the name?
Oh, I'm looking at this. I remember this was
remember.
This was a great season of Tough. Where he lost to Hiramasa, a.k.a. Mini Sakuraba. Remember that?
Not Dantes. It's called. His name's like Dantes, who was the old jiu-jitsu coach. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Way off topic. What was that? Sorry, I got lost in a fucking.
I'm looking at his Tough
K-hole
bouts
of,
when he was on Tough
Nova
24.
Niao.
We did the flyweight tournament. He lost to Mini Sakuraba. It's a big upset.
Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, what happened to that guy?
Remember
Open
when
Hiramasa's.
Eric Shelton said, he's like, because I'm smart, and you see him go like this and make that face, like the camera,
The tongue out?
No.
Oh,
so
that
he
was
just
the
made that face,
Sakuraba
you just like,
impression. Right,
really?
Right.
What happened to this guy? Hiramasa Ogi Kubo, or Ogi Kubo.
Dude,
Where's
evidently
he
my
at?
dog
He had
is...
a win last October.
Oh, yeah, he fought
Professional
in
Shudo.
a weird Shudo card in Japan. He's actually fought in 2 of them since. That's weird. I would have thought...
Oh, look who he's fighting in Rising. Oh, he's fighting Kyoji Horiguchi. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
That's big.
When
God
is that?
damn.
7/29?
July 29th.
I'm gonna watch
Mini
the shit out of that.
Sakuraba versus
That is
Kyoji.
a crazy step up in competition that is not okay. But I will watch Mini Sakuraba fight Kyoji Horiguchi. You're goddamn right. That's incredible. I'm such a fan of that idea.
Why not? So, back to the event we were talking about. Brandon Moreno last
Oh,
week we
right.
saw
We have
him.
to talk about
I
this
know, right?
still.
He had
No, actually, this fight's
three
good.
canceled
Interim.
bouts.
He's the one from Interim.
Yes, that's right. Oh, yeah, and he trains at Bang. That's right. Kind of. He's a
think he
nomad.
worked with them?
Nomads.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
nomads around. So he had 3 canceled bouts with Ray Borg. That. Oh no, because of the whole BK incident.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
It was BK. It was then rescheduled, and then he Borg was supposed to be on this card, but he had to drop out because he had his kid has all that stuff going on with the seizures and all that.
That's a shame. Yeah, that's a fucked up thing to have to happen.
Yeah.
To a newborn child, no one should ever have to deal with that.
Especially when you didn't get paid because Conor McGregor threw a fucking dolly through a bus window.
Yeah, and almost blinded you. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody go donate to Ray Borg's GoFundMe. Or everyone tweet it to Conor to donate to Ray Borg's GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Sorry, BK.
Yeah. So last time we saw Brandon Moreno fight, he lost to Sergio Pettis. It's pretty much a 49-46, 4 rounds to 1. He almost submitted him in
He
that
did
first
get him
round.
down in the first round.
He
It
almost
looked real
submitted- He
good.
almost slipped down to the chin, too. With the rear naked. He's super game fighter. This guy doesn't give a fuck who he's fighting.
Nasty subs, too.
Alexandre Pantoja,
Is it the
speaking of
guillotine that
nasty
he's jumped on a
subs.
bunch of times?
Yeah, this guy has nasty subs as well. He fucked up Neil.
Pantoja also has real good kickboxing.
Yeah, he lost to Dustin Ortiz, so I know he's had weight cuts and weight problems. He's been making weight recently and looking better than ever.
Yeah, he gassed against Ortiz, if I remember right. Like, he basically, because he had Ortiz's back the entire first round, but then got real tired after that. And kind of started getting pieced
They've
out.
already fought, by the way.
Yeah, this is a rematch from Tough, yeah.
And Moreno choked him out. It was the first fight of the season.
Oh, shit. I forgot Moreno got the sub at the end of that.
16th,
he lost.
He was the number 16th seed, and Pantoja's number 1 seed, and he fucking upset the number 1 guy. He was out in the beginning of the season.
He lost, like, a fairly good amount of that fight, too. Like, the first round was close, but the second round he was losing most of until he got that sub. It's pretty crazy. I think he's also the underdog going into this fight, if I remember.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you right now. I'm going with Moreno again because it's a 3-round fight, and I like his grittiness. Both guys are tough.
Yeah.
I don't think someone's going to get the finish this time because I think Pantoja's going to know what to try to avoid.
Right.
He's going to bring more of his jiu-jitsu into it, or just counter, or just more scrambling. And sprawling. I don't know. I just like Moreno in this. I don't know. I could see Pantoja winning too, but I just got him. I don't think anyone's getting finished. But.
I'm gonna take Moreno via sub, and only because I think Pantoja's gonna fade so hard.
Yeah.
Based off his last fight, I could be wrong. He could have worked on his cardio since then, but his last fight was rough looking after that first round. Man, he really slowed down. And I think if you slow down that hard against Brandon Moreno, that dude's just going to double, like, sprint at you, grab a leg, and try and choke you with something. So Trator!
This fight, Michel Praceres, he used to be a featherweight.
God, he's 24-2.
This guy used to be a featherweight. Based on his height. But he has weight issues, so, like, dude, or maybe he's a lightweight.
No, he was light.
So, like, you're going up to 170.
Yeah.
And now you're fighting a guy who's a lot taller than you, in Zach Cummings.
Yeah, Zach Cummings is big.
Who's 21-5.
He's what, 5? Praceres is like 5'6"?
7. I think he's 5'6", but it says 5'7".
He's short.
Yeah. He looks like Matt Serra. Brazilian Matt Serra. Like his build.
He looks like if Brazilian Matt Serra and, like, I'm trying to think of somebody who's really puffy. Like, somebody puffy had a kid. I can't think of a good comparison. Because he's not
he has a win over Gilbert Burns. Jesus Christ.
Big.
That's impressive. And Josh Berkman.
Yeah.
And Mads Burnell. Wow, okay.
Yeah, those are impressive.
Zach Cummings, what have we seen him do lately? Zach Cummings has a submission victory over Nathan Coy a year ago. He was supposed to fight Thiago Alves this past January, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think he had an injury. I forget what it was.
Cummings has a loss to Santiago Ponzinibbio. You know
Went
what?
over Yakovlevsky.
This is interesting.
Yakovlev. What am I talking about?
Trying to remember what kind of game Praceres has.
Praceres' game, from what I remember, is mostly just either grindy clinch work or big bombs.
Yeah, it's... My gut says Praceres in this, but Zach Cummings is a fucking far larger person.
Way bigger. Because Praceres was undersized at lightweight.
I'm going with Cummings just based on that. My gut tells me I'm going to be way fucking wrong. Praceres is going to do some weird shit and clip him. But I got Cummings by decision.
Scroll down on Cummings. I always fuck his name and Pat Cummins' name up. Cummings, I have... Yeah, I'm going to go... Yeah, I agree. Looking at his record, I was trying to figure out whether I could take him via sub or KO. But I have trouble. I have trouble thinking he's going to sub Michel Praceres, because you think Michel Praceres is going to have better cardio now that he's up a weight class. You would think, unless he just gets big, like bigger, which would be an issue. Unless Johnny Hendricks is his way to that weight class, I think he should have a good shot. But yeah, Cummings, I think Cummings is too big, and I think he's too well rounded, and he's going to win most of the grappling exchanges against the cage. So I'm gonna go that way.
So this next fight, I'm very interested in as well. We have Brazil's Vicente Luque, also known as the Silent Assassin, versus Canada's
A lot of
Chad Freeze.
assassins on this card. We have the Baby Assassin, the Silent Assassin.
Yeah. So I'll tell you right now, prematurely, I'm going with my boy Vicente Luque.
Yeah, me too.
He is on my fantasy squad.
I mean, it's a great pickup for fantasy.
Yeah.
I don't like this fight for Laprise at all.
I got him in the flex, and I am picking him by a sub.
Yeah, Luque is super
Because
slick.
holy shit, he beat our boy Nike Pierce. It made it look easy.
Yeah, Luque's a really good pressure
You got sub
kickboxer
too.
with no, I got knockout. Luque is a really good pressure kickboxer with big counters, and he is a fucking beast. Well, yeah, you're right. It might be a club and sub, but he throws bombs and he lands a lot of them. And Chad Laprise got dropped by Glor Bufando in the last fight.
Yeah.
Before winning it. So, but that's like Glor Bufando dropped him, got into a grappling exchange, and lost that fight, from what I remember. Or at least I know that he definitely Glor dropped him pretty bad. So, I'm gonna I got Luque probably off of solid.
And
kick
then next
or
up we
punch.
have probably who I would be marketing.
One of my favorite prospects for 125.
Instead of Big Mac, an actual Big Mac's a flyweight, but so is this person, Andrea KGB Lee.
Yeah.
She's not Russian. That's just her nickname.
Right.
She's an American from
She looks like a
Shreveport,
Russian,
Louisiana.
is the joke.
Yep. She fights out of what this is listed as Karate Mafia.
Yeah, it's Karate Mafia. It's a small gym out in, I forget where she's at.
It says Louisiana.
I think that's like where she's from originally. I don't think she's in Louisiana currently.
Oh, it says Louisiana right here.
Oh yeah, I guess it is.
Oh, okay.
God, I thought she was living in somewhere else.
She's fighting
Veronica Macedo.
Can I guess this is Venezuela? I know I was getting confused with Colombia.
Oh, it's freaking out.
Oh, wait.
You can just look in the right.
Oh, I was
bottom
right.
right corner. Yeah.
I was right. Okay, wow.
Oh.
So Venezuela's Veronica Macedo.
Also, training at 10th Planet.
Oh, cool.
I wonder if it's like 10th Planet of Venezuela or some shit, because there's a lot of 10th planets. Like, scroll down, see which 10th planet it. Oh, it didn't say. That's not a good sign.
So last time we saw Andrew Lee, she was an Invicta fighter, right?
Invicta and LFA, because Shannon Knapp's the best and she lets people bounce back and forth.
So last time we saw her, she had a canceled bout against Kalindra Faria.
Mm-hmm.
UFC.
Who, by the way, Mackenzie Dern got the win over
Big Mac
to get their shot in the UFC.
That's right. Her last victory was.
Oh, you're right, Big Mac. Sorry.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just gonna keep yelling it out.
No, it's good. I would rather call
submission
it that.
shoulder over Jamie Thornton at LFA 23, which was last September.
Yep.
It's been a little bit of a layoff, but she's probably been working on.
Well, and that was because of she got flagged by USADA for a diuretic.
Okay.
Or sorry, that's not true. She got flagged for a diuretic prior to her UFC run, or no, maybe like before. I think she had a fight signed and she got flagged for a diuretic, and so she had like a 6 month or a year off because of that.
So,
but diuretics is like,
yeah.
I get that it's a masking agent, but like I don't really hold that
So,
against fighters the same
Venezuela's
way as other stuff.
Veronica Macedo was supposed to fight her last fight in the Octagon. She has one fight in the Octagon, which was 2016 September.
Yeah,
she
Ashley
lost to
Evans
TKO the elbows to Ashley Evans Smith. After that, she had a canceled bout against Korea's Judeon Kim. After that, she had a canceled bout against Lena Landsberg. So hopefully this one stays on. I think they both make weight today. Yeah, actually they did.
Everybody made weight for this card actually, which I was very impressed by.
Fucking great.
Maybe because
we're recording on Friday.
I was gonna say we didn't do a recap, so
that's right too. Oh yeah,
we probably
yeah.
like we didn't curse it with anything like we normally do.
So I'll say right now, I'm gonna go with Andrea Lee because I saw her fight like once. I remember how much you hyped me up on her. So yeah, I'm gonna go with her. I mean,
first off, she's goddamn adorable.
Yeah,
but second
I'm
off,
going
she
via
can fight her ass
submission
off,
based on there's a lot of subs on here. So yeah, that's how I'm leaning. How about you?
So yeah, KGB Lee, really good kickbox. Well, I should say, like solid kickboxing game and slick BJJ game. She does have a tendency to get into crazy exchanges where she'll like go for a throw and end up in mounted and shit like that. But she has a good enough BJJ game to be able to still catch people off of her back, and she's good at recovering guard. I think she definitely takes this. I'm gonna go TKO KO. I think she might be able to clip her with a head kick or a body kick. And then, or end up in a dominant top position and go for like a solid ground and pound finish.
So this fight is the Civil War fight on the card.
Well, one last thing I want to say is,
of course, my bad.
For Macedo, she does have crazy kicks, but she has some bad decision making, and she also got tossed in the clinch a ton by Ashley Evans Smith, and Andrea KGB Lee is fairly slick in the clinch when it comes to throws, and her top game is very, very dominant. Especially against competition we've seen her against. So I'm leaning KGB Lee, probably ground and pound TKO second.
So this fight is the Civil War fight of the card, and you asked me why. Well, we have Argentina's Guido Canetti versus the only Chilean on the card, Diego Rivas. Guido Canetti is a name that says...
They had to do this, right? Because they needed the attention.
Well, one Italian, Ponzinibbio, dropped out, so let's get another Italian from Argentina. Guido Canetti.
Might as
and
well.
there's not an Italian name that screams, I'm a doo-wop dago, like Guido Canetti.
By the way, Chris should clarify that by saying he is a doo-wop dago.
Yeah, I'm actually very much a doo-wop dago myself, so if any Italians, and yes, you can call yourself fake white, whatever you want to call, you're white, just get over it. Don't get offended. Yeah. It's a joke, by the way. I remember someone at the Blarney Stone, this black guy, told me that Italians aren't really white people, and I was like, okay.
No, that's true.
And I remember Joe Rogan said it in a podcast last week with Brian Redband. He's like, did I ever tell you a black
Italians
guy
and Irish, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, did I ever tell you a black guy told me Italians aren't white people? And Joe's awkward like, okay, bro.
Yeah, Italians and Irish are classically, and Polish are classically the three.
Basically,
like,
if you're not Protestant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
If
yeah,
you're
that's
Catholic,
100%.
they're not white.
Yeah.
It's the old colonial, yeah.
Yeah,
Method of thinking.
some Quakers Notes type shit.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, sorry for my Dago jokes, guys. Not sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Everyone loves white racism. I mean, ask Tom Segura. He's
Hey,
right.
I think it's hilarious.
It's fucking comedy.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, we got, if you wanted to call us different podcasts, we got the Polak and the WAP.
Yeah. Polak and the WAP would be a very different show. Mostly because I don't know shit about Poland.
Bullshit.
and you've got vague knowledge about.
Yeah, I've been to Italy, but
you got that up on me.
It's still limited.
I haven't been to Europe, much less Poland, and that's not my first one on the list.
Anyways, this is not a podcast about being racist against white people, even though that would be really fun.
Yeah, we should do that one.
Guido Canetti,
well, fuck white people,
aka Ninja. Last time we saw him, he lost via submission via choke to Korea's
Kyung Ho Kang.
Thank you for the pronunciation.
Yeah, I saw you trying to read that one.
Can I read that?
Yeah, that was a weird fight, man. That was a weird fight. He, if I remember right, he kind of got bombed on and then subbed.
Yeah.
And that was a big layoff before that. Because that was back in, 2018?
Wow.
Before that, he fought in 2015.
Fought 3 years.
Yeah.
Ooh. I just remember when he was on that same season. Here's another tough Latin America Season 1 guy. Everyone hated this guy. They thought he's a real asshole.
That's funny. I didn't remember
that. Diego Rivas, the Chilean and a veteran UFC fighter. Last time we saw him, he lost to Jose Alberto Quinones, who is also a member of Tough Season
Everybody
1.
is.
Everyone on Tough Season 1 is basically on this card.
They basically just stole every South American they still have on
if
roster.
Yair Rodriguez was on this
Yair.
card, it would have made it. Yeah.
Well, they tried to get him versus Zabit, I'm sure.
It would have been great on Chile. Yeah, this would have been like the fucking co-main event. It would have been fantastic.
Yeah, they're like, Zabit, go to Chile and kill him, man.
He's probably like, I must do this. Send me location.
Cousins, Zabit.
Yeah, right. So he lost to Jose Quinones. For that, he fought Israel's Noad Lahat at UFC.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Adesanya.
Wait, that is Israel's. Yeah, that's the Israeli flag. Yeah.
Sure.
Is it? Let me see. Am I blind?
Dude,
It is. I was right.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Oh, cool nickname, Neo. Right on. All right. Before that, he lost to he had beat another Latin America guy, Rodolfo Rubio Perez. So, yeah, those guys. And he lost to another. Well, you see the trend here, folks. Tough Latin America Season 1. They all fought each other after the show, and they still continue to fight each other. I'll just say right now, I'm going to go with Rivas here. Kennedy's only fought once in, like, basically 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Didn't look that good. I know why he hadn't fought once in 3 years. He got popped for roids. I remember that now.
Ooh.
Yep.
Right. There was a lot of good
I remember that
jokes
for a fact.
Yeah,
He got popped for roids. Okay.
That's interesting. Well, we shouldn't say roids because
Excuse me. He got popped for a banned substance.
Right, because I don't remember what it was, and it could have been like a
Something
fucking
else.
diuretic or some shit.
So, pardon me. I just insulted him.
But, yeah, Guido has some big kicks. That's like basically his thing. And Rivas is a low-volume kickboxer. I did realize, though, just now... So I was leaning Guido, actually, in this originally, just because Rivas has such low-volume output that, dude throws so little during fights. But I realize he's with Kings. So I'm probably going to go Rivas. Just because if you're training with Kings MMA, I gotta have faith in you to win a decision kickboxing fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
And I don't think he's gonna get finished. Because what was his last fight?
He was.
He lost the decision to Quinones.
Last time he got subbed, was to Mowgli.
He got subbed by Mowgli, like, no shame in that.
Oh, now it was in Tufts.
That was before anyone knew Mowgli was like a goddamn monster at guillotining people. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rivas via decision. I would not be surprised if Kennedy took this. I think that might actually be the smart pick, but just because I think Kennedy will do more. But the layoff, man. Like, I didn't pick against Rocky's layoff last week, and that was a big mistake. And I almost always pick against the layoff because it never helps. So
this next fight is a light heavyweight bout between
Jarrod
Jarrod Cannonier.
Oh boy, is it a
Gorilla,
light heavyweight bout.
And Dominic the Devastator Reyes. This is a tough fight to choose. I'm going to say it right now out of the gate. I'm going Dominic Reyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is everybody keep saying that? He is the big favorite. I don't know why everyone wants him in this fight, though.
I don't know. I was just impressed with all the fights I've seen him in.
But who have we seen him against?
I don't know.
We've
literally Joaquin Christensen and
Joaquin Christensen and Jeremy Kimball. Who go ahead and pull up Jeremy Kimball's record. I don't want to throw shade on Jeremy Kimball, but look at who finished Jeremy Kimball before him.
Marcos Ruggiero de Lima.
And before that,
Chris Camozzi.
Yeah, like dude's getting finished by. Not that Chris Camozzi can't finish people, but like Chris Camozzi's a 185er, right?
Yeah.
Like a clear 185er.
Yeah, I think the smart pick is Jarrod Cannonier. I mean, yes, he lost this to Jan Blachowicz.
God, he was supposed to fight Big Dog?
Oh, wow.
No, wait, Antonio's Lil Nog.
Yeah.
I always fucked that up. Lost to Glover via decision. The thing is like, all of his losses, at least recently, are via decision. And I don't see Jarrod Cannonier losing a decision to Dominic Reyes. I think Jarrod Cannonier probably fucks him up and puts him out in the second.
All right, cool.
I could see some moments where like Reyes throws big kicks, and so he can like if he lands a big kick, I could see it going. But I'm going Cannonier mostly just because Reyes is way too hittable and he's way too wrestleable for him not to win that fight.
Fuck, I'll go Reyes via TKO. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, that's what most people do. He's like a big favorite. I think he's what minus 200 or something crazy like that.
So, yeah.
I don't understand why though. Like I don't know.
I don't know why either. I just my gut instinct says take Reyes.
His last finish was really good. Maybe that's what it is.
I think it's because he literally murdered the guy.
Killed Jeremy Campbell.
He pretty much murdered him. Like he actually the guy almost died. Oh no, I'm thinking of Joaquin Christian. He almost killed him.
It was the choke.
That was really bad. So anyways, the co-main event should be an interesting fight as well.
Can't believe this is the co-main.
Mexico's...
Like, as someone who's a big WMMA fan, I can't believe this is the co-main event.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Is Tatiana Suarez from somewhere? Nope. Okay.
She's from Rancho Cucamonga.
Shouts out to Workaholics. Bow, bow,
and to next Friday.
Yeah. Next Friday.
Daddy! Let's see. So, yeah, I'll just say this right now. I hate being like this. I'm going Tatiana Suarez. Mainly because her wrestling, her top control, and the fact that she really improved her ground and pound into her clinch work. From the last time I saw her on Tough, at least. From Tough, I remember she couldn't strike at all. Well, not at all. But, I mean, I don't know. Her last fight against Viviane Pereira, who's a jiu-jitsu person, I don't know.
She fucked her up on the ground.
It looked really bad.
Those elbows she was throwing were nasty.
And Grosso, yes, Grosso could piece up Suarez. But if I remember, Suarez is really a lot bigger physically.
She's huge for that division, yeah.
Yeah. They're listed at the same height.
Yeah, but she's big for that division.
Yeah, and I just gotta go Russ over Striker, man. I just gotta go Suarez. I like Grosso, but I gotta go the wrestler.
What's your pick? What's your method?
I'm going submission. No, he ground and pound, but that's just TKO.
So yeah, I mean, Grosso is real. She throws a lot of straight punches, but she doesn't put a lot on them. She got lit up bad by Marcos too, which was weird. Because I honestly thought that she, I thought she was gonna do much better in that fight.
Yeah, I almost kind of.
I feel like I kind of mix her skills and Irene Aldana's skills too much. Because Irene Aldana, who is gonna fuck up Betch Correia if y'all want to go make some money right now, is like she's better at working a pressure volume game where you're throwing out a lot of jabs and stuff and feints trying to draw shots out.
Yeah.
Whereas Grosso tries that game and just gets countered like a lot and badly. And also gets stuck against the cage a lot like Irene Aldana does. It's hard. I feel bad always comparing those two because they always get compared, but yeah, I'm gonna go Tatiana Suarez decision because I think
that's probably the smart pick.
I think Grosso's too tough to get finished in this. I think she's good enough everywhere to survive. Yeah, but I just think she's gonna end up on her back getting hit in the head a lot for most of the fight.
I'll say this again right now. I'm gonna give reasoning though for it. Right now, I'll go in depth. For the main event, we have Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman, who I would hope no one would ever want to fight, except for a wild man like Damien Maia. I'll say right now, I'm going Kamaru Usman.
Yep.
Unfortunately, via brutal finish. Do I think he's going to finish Maia's career? Depends. Do you agree, by the way, TKO? I do.
Yeah.
This is going to be bad.
I've got Usman, TKO. I don't know that it'll be bad. The problem is that I haven't heard people address, which is surprising to me. Damien Maia doesn't have a 5-round gas tank anymore, especially when he can't wrestle.
Shit, that's a good point.
So I don't think it's gonna be an early finish, but I think round 3 to 4 to 5, Kamaru Usman's gonna smash.
You're telling me Usman will go 30% for the first 3 rounds? And then the last 70 will be the championship rounds, and that's when it finish him, probably round 4-ish.
I'm saying he hides the extra 70% in the weird lump on his stomach that Reddit couldn't stop talking about this week.
Really? Did he have staff?
That's what they kept saying. Is it's I believe the quote on Reddit was, "It's Kevin Lee-esque, Joe."
By the way, check out everyone again Anatomy of a Fighter on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
He's been following Usman, and it's been great behind the scenes footage.
I'm gonna have to check that out. That dude's stuff is great.
Damien Maia, by the way, no disrespect, he's fucking one of the
legends. Dude, he could totally catch him in something,
he could totally catch him, yeah. Do I think he will? No, because we saw how his fight against Woodley went. Do I think Woodley's as good as a wrestler? Or Usman? I don't know. Maybe. They're both...
No.
Maybe not.
Woodley's a better wrestler than Usman.
Yeah, well, he has more experience. He's a lot. Is he a lot older? Woodley's 35.
Well, you gotta realize.
I know Woodley's 35.
Been wrestling with Ben Askren
Usman's 31? Dude, I thought this dude was like 28.
No, but he's also like, he's a young 31 though in this sport.
Yeah,
he's only 12-1 for being 31. Because he was a wrestler and then started MMA after that, I believe.
Yeah, he trains at Combat 365 with Henry Hooft.
Yeah.
AKA Foreign Black Zillions.
Yeah, that always weirds me out.
Maia's still at his gym. Yeah, I mean, what's next for Maia if he loses? Retirement? I mean, I don't...
Maia said he's going to fight out the 4 fights he has on his contract and then retire. So, and I'm cool with that. I'd like to see him get a fun fight. Like, give him a jiu-jitsu dude that doesn't hit hard and that has equal takedown issues.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to do this. Like, who's a good 170-pounder who's great at jiu-jitsu?
Gunnar Nelson? That'd be a fun fight, him and Maia.
Yeah. They've never fought? That's a...
Oh, no,
he
made him.
I forgot. He crushed
he made
Gunnar
him look
Nelson.
bad, yeah.
I remember that.
And he also beat Ryan LaFleur, who's great at jiu-jitsu. God damn it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
That's the thing he's fought everybody.
Oh, he lost to Rory McDonald. That's crazy.
Yeah. Lost to Jake Shields, went over John Fitch.
He lost to Chris Weidman.
Dude, he choked the blood out of Rick Story's face. That was when he choked Rick Story so fucking hard his nose started bleeding.
Yeah.
It was one of the nastiest chokes I've ever seen in my life.
Usman, who he knocked the fuck out of Sergio Moraes? Oh, he front somersault. He beat Emil Mack at 30%. That's right.
And then he made Sergio Moraes front somersault.
That's still one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen.
Oh, dude, Sergio Moraes versus Damien Maia. That's the fight.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
By the way, shouts out to Sean Strickland for going the distance with Usman.
Yeah, it's...
Wow.
That's a thing. Morley Alves. To be fair, like, he is he was, at least earlier in his career, like a dominant, top control, ground and pound wrestler.
And shouts out to Usman being one of my contracted fighters in fantasy.
That's a good pickup. It's a real good pickup. I believe this week I have Andrea KGB Lee in both leagues. Because I see her getting
right now.
finish,
I'm in the lead ahead of you by about 7 points.
Yeah, and we're smoking everybody else right now.
I think it's gonna be me and you in the final stretch.
Dude, it's gonna
which
be.
literally has pretty much been all year. So
I mean, yeah, and you've been dominating most of it, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
I do have some secret hitters though. I have Max Holloway. I have I got
my boy T City. It's gonna be a fun little matchup.
That's true. That'll be an interesting head to head for sure.
Yeah.
Because winner of that is a big advantage in the end of that season. So.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to.
That's
if
right.
I think that probably will go to distance realistically.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Well, who knows? Who fucking knows? Dude?
But we should say what I want to do is we should do our own league next year.
Yeah, we should get a lot more people too. Like, we should get in just even get in.
I'll throw it up on the
Trevor or whoever other people we know.
That too. I was gonna say I'm gonna throw it on the MMA community forums too, maybe. If we need extra people, but
yeah, I know like a buddy of mine that I work with,
cousin Jordan or something like that.
Behind the bar, coworker of mine, he trains MMA.
Yeah,
he's
hell
from
yeah.
Brazil. He's like a black belt in capoeira. He knows kickboxing. He's been training BJJ at Victory by Soma.
Yeah,
I actually might join Victory. Real shit. We'll see.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do probably a trial.
Dude, hell yeah.
I want to take up some MMA, man. Why not?
Yeah, do some jiu-jitsu and all that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
As far as the striking goes, I don't even know if I want to do. Well, I will do striking,
Muay
but
Thai
I
and
mostly
shit like
want
that,
to do.
yeah.
I mainly want to do wrestling and BJJ.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'd love to get on some wrestling. I need to stop being such a fat fuck all the time. Well, I should say a fat drunk fuck all the time.
I was gonna say the thing though is like if you literally just signed up for the classes and did them, you just naturally just get good at anything.
No, I know it's the drunken laziness that's more of a factor.
But no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. Like if you got into it, like
no,
100%. Yeah.
And to be fair, there's 2 Gracie Baja gyms within, I think a mile of this place. There's one at the square, and there's one a couple blocks down there.
There's one right next to Kearney Villa Road, right by the Annie's Burgers.
Yeah, right next to Annie's.
Denny's, yeah.
And there's a brewery right around the corner. See, this is the problem. This is the problem.
You'd be like, hey man, you had a great fucking workout. Let's go celebrate with a beer and a burger and kill our workout.
I literally would have to pass 3 really good breweries and a couple good food places to get to that thing. It's like, all right, well.
And they go, Chris, why are you tired today? I had a beer before.
I shouldn't have drank a 12% stout before rolling.
You just throw up some just black shit all the time.
Checks out. Everybody loves that.
I should have pressed something on here.
Oh, you're good. You can just close that. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I had a whole point I was gonna say, and I totally forgot it.
My bad.
It's cool. I forgot what we were talking about before Victory MMA.
It was.
I don't know. My.
Oh, we were talking about how we want to get people in fantasy.
Oh, that's right. People like Judo Bill or anybody listening, if you guys want to get in, Gay for Longo. If you guys want to get in on the next league, we'll do our own league, and it'll be fun.
Man.
I'll front the cost on it and everything. It's super cheap anyway, I think, to do it. So we'll do that, and that'll be, I think, a blast. So we can talk about that each week as well. So we'll do that on our recap show, I guess. That'd be dope. But we will go ahead and, I mean, this card, so there's moments in this card that could be cool, and there's a lot of opportunity for finishes in this card, despite your picks. Because now that I'm looking over at it, you have decisions for like fucking 80% of these fights. But I think there's a lot of moments where people could get either subbed or KO'd. I think this has not the potential of a Brazil card, but like the potential of a... God, what are some of the weird like foreign cards they've done? Like a Sweden card or something like that, where like, yeah, shit could just get like weird.
Actually, it's half and half. I got 6 finishes and 7 decisions.
I guess it's just all the decisions are lumped together, so yeah.
See all the time,
Yeah, so it just feels like
there's a little sub right there that's snuck in. But
yeah, I think
it's half and half. I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, I think it'll be an okay card. I think it'll be better than it is on paper. Also, all the people out there who every 2 months say this is the worst UFC card in history, and then post a picture of it, y'all need to just keep the Tough China card as your background image.
How is this the worst card in history? If it was like a pay-per-view, maybe you could say that.
The Tough China finale is the worst card in history as far as I'm concerned. It's not even close. It's like 3 dudes you've ever heard of. It's bad.
Like Jangalang and like 2.
No, it's not even... I don't even think Jangalang was on it, was he?
I don't know.
He might have been. But it's bad. That's a bad card. This is like, okay, well, there's some people, there's some prospects, there's going to be some finishes, but yeah, I'm real tired of seeing every like 2 or 3 months, every foreign card being like, oh, worst card ever, bro. Drive me nuts. So, I will go ahead and I think we can wrap this here, man. Do you have anything else you wanted to cover on this?
No, that's it from me.
Perfect. Well, you guys can find us on Twitter, TSOVPod. Email the show, sovpod@gmail.com or christhesoundofviolence.com. Check out the website, sovpod.com or thesoundofviolence.com. We got a YouTube channel where we we make a playlist of all of the MMA podcasts we recommended during the week that are on YouTube, as well as just whatever other random shit I end up adding to the YouTube channel sometimes. We also have our shows on there when they work, or when they don't get pulled down because I play a kickboxer remix song in the intro. And I think that's about it. So, if you guys could, if you leave us a rating or a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to the show, that definitely does help us. It just helps get eyes on the show, and we would appreciate it. We will read out any reviews that we get. I mean, any reviews. I'll read whatever the fuck you write. You write about how I'm a big fat homo, and I'll totally read it on the show. Don't do that, though. I don't know why I just called for that. That was a bad call.
I was like, what are you doing?
Well, to be fair, you guys heard...
I think he meant big fat Momo, as something like Joey Diaz would say.
Well, no, I mean, I thought it was a double joke because you heard girlfriend Karen eating fucking carrots on the show earlier, so... You know that, big fat Momo, you're right. Alright, we'll wrap it here.
It works.
But until next time, everybody, we will be back on Monday, hopefully on Monday, with a recap show. Because we want to start getting back in the rhythm for those. Also in July, we might start doing those recap shows on Tuesday to include Contender Series, if that's when that's happening.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, shouts out to that. Greg Hardy, professional piece of shit, is fighting former...
No, you're good.
Oh, we're good. Is fighting another former NFL player, Lane. What's his fucking name? Lane? Something Lane?
Yeah, Austin Lane.
But that guy's like 4-0. So hopefully Greg Hardy loses.
Yeah,
or hopefully he wins, so then he'll get murdered by a real guy. I don't know.
No, I hope he just punts Greg Hardy out of the cage.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm
Or
hoping
picks
for.
him up and throws him over the octagon.
Yeah, or illegal, dude. Or
But what would happen
no.
if someone actually? What would happen? Like
It's illegal.
You would get DQ'd. You can't.
The ref will start yelling at you when you even try for it because it's happened where people try to throw people out of the cage.
I gotta watch that. It sounds amazing.
I believe it's Big John. I think is the one yelling, "You can't throw him out of the cage." I forget who it was against. If you look it up, it'll show up because I think it was
I almost
heavyweight.
feel like that'd be hard to even allow someone to do that to you unless you're like barely outsized.
The problem is they have to lift you over their own head
Yeah.
to the point because it's like an 8-foot cage, I think.
Yeah.
So you really
It'd
have
be very physically difficult to do.
Yeah, it's not really possible, but it just they're trying really hard. Yeah, it's a look. I forget who it was, but
I feel like Ngannou can do it against a smaller heavyweight.
no, because he has no wrestling ability, so he can't.
Yeah, he
Also, he would gas halfway through.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll cut it off here. But hit us up. We are also getting the homie Sammy. I'm trying to convince him to do a show intro, or a song intro for the other show we want to do at some point. Hopefully we get that happening. Who fucking knows, man? We got a lot going on. But I look forward to all that. And hit us up on Twitter, man. I've been hanging out on Twitter talking to people. It's been fun. So check that out. Until next time, everybody, go do something decadent. Out. Peace.